I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General Yahanna presents the official itinerary for the 57th Annual Lord's Passover. Kickoff. Wednesday, April 1st, the lamb slaughter from 11 a.m. Followed by fun and games, basketball, 3-point shootout. Can you hit the target in the archery competition? Then let's gather together ourselves and eat some lamb. Later that night, the dopest podcasts, the Round Table of Truth, Cross the Line Radio, and Let a Hebrew Speak. All going down from 8 p.m. Thursday, April 2nd, the annual Kiddies Party. It's all going down at Slick City Action Park from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Followed by Scripture Breakdown class from 7 p.m. with 12 Shield General Mahayman. Friday, April 3rd, from 8 p.m., the all-black party. You know how we get down. It's all going down at the BH Ranch, Houston, Texas. Saturday, from 1 to 4 p.m., we will be hosting a brunch. Then, the moment we've been waiting for all year, from 5 p.m. sharp, April 4th, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. Followed by the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Sunday, April 5th from 7 p.m. The Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread goes hand in hand, so don't miss it. Make your reservations, book your flights and hotels now. An entire week of activities for only $200. Go to ISUPK.com, pay your Passover fee now. Shalom.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage is safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I'm back gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a curse. press sale. Still remember Yahanna's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mass shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
From the UC, just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
All right. Comments. All right. If y'all can hear us loud and clear, type of 1 in the chat. If you can hear me loud and clear, type of 1 in the chat. Let's see who all we got up in here with us. We're going to make it hot tonight. You know? All right. I see you, Kayaba. Shell, Kalataza, Yapaya, Nasha Arika, Trooper Nasawam, Barack Wana, Young Man Lewis, Big Mac, Give Back What You Stole. Right? Go ahead, Priest.
Like I said, I got wind. It may be some oxtails in here tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Don't tell me that, brother, because then I'm going to show up the day you have oxtails, and then we're like, well, oh, so you can show up when the tails of the ox is here.
Hey, the Lord got his way. You know what I mean?
Most High Christ. I'm gonna see what I can do then. I'm gonna have to catch a ride. Catch a ride down here. You understand? Shalom Kapar. You understand? Let's go ahead and clap it up then. All right. Shalom, Israel, shalom. Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Baraka Thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar, Alatham Bahashim, Yahweh Shah to the sisters. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahanna. We are not affiliated with no other Israelite group or Christian organization, and we teach the truth according to the Bible. You understand? The same thing every single time. No deviations, no changes. We don't evolve in the UPK.
Right.
If you are somebody that's watching and you want to be a part of something that evolves with the times, that keeps up with the times, and that stays hip, get the hell out of here. You understand? We do not evolve with the times. We do not change, because the God of the Bible that we serve does not evolve with the times, does not change. God is the past, the present, and the future.
Right.
And he doesn't have to change to be all three. And if you serve God, you will realize you don't have to change. You understand? We are men of the ancient mentioned in the Bible, back from the past, here in the present, speaking about the future right now. You understand? The Bible says blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the children of Israel, God's holy people, and the white man is the devil. Go ahead, Shapat.
I believe they got a term for that. It's called 10 toes down.
That's right, brother. 10 toes down. You understand? And that's what we are, and that's what that's who we are and what we are here in the UPK. You understand? Shalom, Robert, I see you. Shalom, Adiyana. Shalom, Arawadia, Trooper Shalat, Tony Gurley. You understand? Rib of Aliyah Allah. Okay, I see you. Most High Christ. You understand? I'm Precinct Officer 5,000 Kazak Ahmad. I got Precinct Officer 500 Shapat Thayak rocking and rolling with me. You understand? This is I.S.U.P.K, Washington, D.C. The topic of tonight's class, this is the Brotherhood class on Tuesdays. If you didn't know the class schedule, Monday is history, Tuesday is Brotherhood, Wednesday is the scripture breakdown. We understand? Wednesdays and Thursdays, scripture breakdown. The topic of tonight's class is the civil rights and sellouts, the end of an era. Civil rights and sellouts, the end of an era. And we're going to go into it tonight. You understand? Anybody have any questions? Type your questions in the chat, whatever questions you may have. Type your questions in the chat. We'll get your questions. If anybody wants some smoke, you understand, we'll puff, pass it in the comments. You understand? And you'll get the smoke that you're looking for as well. You understand? Shalom, not about I see you. That's right, Trooper Nasawan. Everybody hit that thumbs up, like, and share the stream. Let's push this truth. We have to do our part in spreading the truth. This is not like the church. We don't have the government behind us. We don't have mainstream society behind us. We don't have the media and the corporations behind us. We don't have the court of public opinion behind us. Yeah, see, we are in here absolutely self-sufficient. You understand? Self-funded. We are only powered by the Lord. And thankfully, that only is the only that matters. You understand? You Christians, you powered by the ways of the society. And you don't realize that you're serving Satan. You're serving the power of darkness. You understand? So everybody hit that thumbs up, like and share the stream. Do your part to push this truth. Shalom, Ezekiel, I see you, brother. Shalom, Mario, I see you. Rio Saint said Israel is the fixed sin of greed. I don't know what you mean by that. Israel is the fox sin of greed. Neither one of those makes sense to me. Is Rio Saint. You would have to retype it for me or break down what you're saying and what you're asking. Shale said, did y'all hear about Michael Jordan? Yes, I seen it. You understand? We seen what Michael Jordan did. And what Michael Jordan did is the perfect example of why blacks and Hispanics should not integrate into white society. I'll play the video. We'll pull it up. You understand? So you can see it. In the meantime, in between time, let me get this. Let's see. Michael Jordan. Anybody have any questions? Type your questions in the chat. You understand? Michael Jordan. I don't know what to type in. Oh, okay. I feel weird even trying to type in Michael Jordan squeezing boy booty. You understand? That's not a good look in that search engine. Michael Jordan squeezing boy booty. I don't even want that on there. Right? Just need a clip. Everybody want to put their 2 cents on it. Just give me the damn clip. Shut up. Shut up.
Oh, wow.
Damn. Yeah, that's white man. You see, now you see what he said. Listen to what the white boy said. See, I wasn't gonna play him, but now you got to see how you know this is white culture. Right? I'm gonna play what the white boy said, then I'm gonna try to find the video without the white boy talking. Oh, they can't see it. I'm tripping. My bad, y'all. Let me get you up on right here. Share screen. Right here. All right. Y'all let me know if y'all can see this. Let me know if you can see the screen. If y'all can see it, let me know so I can go ahead and play it. I'm gonna try to zoom. Oh, I know how to zoom in. Throw out to Shabbat. I didn't remember how to zoom in. Command plus. You know, side Christ. Yeah, I'm right. Top Cat can see it. The water. Shalom, young man. Leonard, I see you. The water shell. The water shalat. The pot. The water. Okay, so let me go back to it. I'm gonna zoom in on it so you can see it because he playing it from his junk too. The plus. Oh, it ain't letting me go up and zoom in no more. All right, so that's as good as we're gonna get it. Let me play this for y'all.
Everybody's going all cuckoo over this Michael Jordan video, so I'm gonna vindicate him. What he did was fine and dandy. I mean, he didn't hurt anybody. He wasn't doing anything Epstein-like. So without further ado, look at this. There's ice in his back. He gets it, messes with him a little bit, but everything will be in the description box. And all I can say is please click on the link and listen to these guys right here. They give you the full details, and I watched it a couple of times.
Yeah, see, the problem is when you listen to white men on what's right and wrong, you'll be a child molester. You would absolutely, brother. I've had ice in my back, and I've seen when ice has gotten in other people's back. I've never had to do that motion to get ice out the back. You know how easy it is to take the ice out? Grab the goddamn shirt, pull it away from his butt, open the shirt up so the ice can fall. That's not what he did. You understand? Let me find the video so y'all can see exactly what this cat did. You understand? This devil talking about he didn't do anything wrong. He ain't hurting nobody. R. Kelly said the same thing. He said, I don't want to hurt nobody. He said, there's one thing I must confess. Yeah, R. Kelly was hanging around the white man. Wait, how do I? Okay, I figured out how to zoom. So now how do I unzoom this jump? Okay, hold on. Let's hit reset. Reset. Okay. I'm learning, boy. I might mess around and give me a apple, Shapad. I'm learning. Let me see.
Hold on. What you got there?
Which one?
Scroll up right there. Scroll up right. Bow. There you go, right there.
Oh, they got Shapad on the YouTube. Yes, sir. He's showing up on the results, brother. I don't know why.
You gotta put it that way.
No, not that way. That is probably because we've listened to it and played it before. Okay, I'm trying to find one where they're just playing the goddamn video. Okay, let's see if this one is it. Here we go. Let me zoom in on this one. Command plus. All right, so now we zoomed in on it.
Sometimes you just gotta
shut up. All right, so y'all can see this. Look at this. Look at this right here. Tony Gurley said, "Where's the ice? I didn't see a damn piece of ice fall out of that boy's shirt or shorts." Look at this. And this is how you know it wasn't ice. How do kids act when you put ice on their back? Shapad?
They go crazy. It's ice. It's cold.
Oh, let me put myself back on the screen so you can see me. This is what kids do. This is exactly what kids do. You put ice on their back. They going crazy. It's ice on their back. That little boy stood there as if there was nothing going on because there was not ice on his back. Michael Jordan had a lapse in judgment, and he didn't realize that we were watching him, that the cameras could see him. And he did this and thought it was normal because of the men he's been hanging around. When you surround yourself with the devil, you're going to pick up his ways. And the sad part about it is you learn to become deviant gradually. Like, it's not something that you just start off immediate. Trying to be like the white man and wanting to be in his circles, you are going to gradually start to do things that black people don't do. Do you think Michael Jordan could have been able to touch a black or Hispanic son like that? Like, if Michael Jordan was at a black event and your kids was there, black kids and Hispanic kids were there, Michael Jordan would have known, I cannot put my hands on this little black boy or this little Hispanic boy. He would have known that. He would have known that very well because he would have known the response that came after that. You understand? He would have known the response that came right after. What's wrong with it? Yeah, that's what I was saying before. I don't know why it's like that. Let me see. So it might be full now, right? Michael Jordan would have known he could not have touched a black or Hispanic child like that in a black and Hispanic environment because he would have known the response that comes with that type of weird behavior. You understand? Black people and Hispanics would have checked Michael Jordan. They would have called him out on it. But he knew he could do that in a white neighborhood, in a white event with a white boy, because that's what white people do. The water. That's what white people do. Kalatazar said he would have got stolen on so quick. You ain't lying, brother. You are not lying. All that celebrity would have went out the window, and they would have really made that nigga Air Jordan from the uppercut he would have got from somebody's daddy. You understand? They would have sent that nigga into the air for real. You understand? Shalom, young man. Matthew, I see you. Shalom, Michael Taylor. Excuse me, Nichelle Taylor, I see you. Princess Asa, I see you. Right? This brother, this right here, this is not who we are as a people. This is not acceptable. There's no explaining this. And let's just say the ICE story is true. Brother, it's not your goddamn child. It's not your child. Let's just say the whole ICE story is true. Michael Jordan, that's not your goddamn son to be touching like that, to be helping out. There's no way in the world that is acceptable amongst us, man. And that's why the Lord said we are two different manner of people. You try to join yourself with white people through marriage, through families, through holidays, through all types of different ways. You are going to destroy this righteous culture the Lord gave us. We were never meant to unite. We were never meant to integrate. We were not meant to become like these people and be around them. And you could thank the civil rights movement and those wicked pastors for joining us to the white man and us taking on their culture. You understand? You could thank the civil rights movement for joining us to a nation of child molesters, a nation that would vote a man that got elected in spite of saying, grab him by the box, grab him by the vagina. Donald Trump is on video attesting to he would grab women unwantedly by their vagina. That's rape. That's such sexual assault at the bare minimum. And white people, what did you do? You put him in office. Why? Because you resonate with a child molester. You resonate with a rapist. You resonate with a draft dodging coward. That's the true spirit of America. And Donald Trump, embodies the true spirit of white America, unlike any other president. He embodies it. Full of cowardice, a lot of tough talk, full of cowardice when it's actually time now to walk it like you talk it. What better time to be a tough guy, Donald Trump, than to go join your brothers in fighting for America in Vietnam? But you're not a tough guy. That's why. You're not big and strong and masculine. That's why. You're a draft dodging micro penis coward. That's what you are. You're a rapist, a child molester, a liar, a thief, a cheat. And white people, you relate to Donald Trump very well. And that's why you put him in office with no political experience. Do you know how rare that is? Do you know how absolutely rare that is for a president to be put in office without ever holding any political office? Brother, that's unheard of. That's unheard of, to not have served in the military or have held any political office. And they put that man in office. You know why? Because they relate to him so well. That's who you are, white people. If you want to know who white people are, all you have to do is just look at who they rally behind. They rally behind Donald Trump because he's the spirit of white America. You understand? Shalom, Trooper Kamash, I see you, brother. Shalom, Chris, I see you. Shapara, I see you, sis. Young man Lewis said they see themselves and the people they elect. You are absolutely right. Shalom, Michael Love. Anybody have any questions? Type your questions in the chat. You understand? Shapara, if you could give me Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. If you're just tuning in, make sure you like and share the stream. You understand? Make sure you like and share the stream. Hit that thumbs up. There's a lot of haters in the chat already. You understand? There's a couple of haters in the chat. You understand? I know they watching per usual, and we love it. You understand? If you white and you watching, welcome. You understand? Go ahead, Shapap.
Like, I may not be a famous person, but I thank the Lord that I have enough life, enough of a good life that I don't have to sit in a chat room that I don't disagree with every single week.
Yeah.
You have nothing else to do.
That's right. That shows you, brother, white people, they are a different, the Bible talks about it. We're going to read the scripture right here. This is exactly why I put this scripture. Please read what you asked.
Look at Genesis chapter 25, verse 25.
Oh, shalom, Kagar. I see you, mighty man. And I see your rib too. Shalom. Keep going, please.
Come closer. And the first came out red all over like in hairy garment.
So now we're reading about the birth of the white man, the birth of who we know today as the so-called white man. The Bible doesn't call the white man white. For those of you who didn't know, the Bible refers to the white man as red. He's the red man. You understand? He's the man that whose blood shows forth through his skin. He's not white. You understand? White would be a piece of computer paper. White people are everything but white. They're colored. You understand? They're red when they're angry, pink when they're embarrassed, blue when they can't breathe, purple when they're bruised, black, you understand, when they're dirty, and brown when they're dirty, which is a lot. You understand? But they're not white. You understand? They're red. The Bible calls the white man the red man. We are reading about the birth of the white man. You understand? So now that the Bible says the first son came out red and hairy. Read that again, please.
Verse 25. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
The first son came out red and hairy all over like a garment. And they called this boy Esau. White people become very familiar with who this is. Y'all learning about George Washington and remembering George Washington. White people, why don't you commemorate Esau and memorialize him? Why don't you claim your roots from who you come from? You should have an Esau day. Happy Esau Day. White people, that's what you should have. Champion who you come from, man. That's your forefather. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Esau. You understand? White people, your forefather in the Bible is Esau. That's who you come from. That's your progenitor. Go ahead, Shapat.
Salaki, I was telling people the other day, Happy Slave Master Day.
That's right.
You know, for the President's Day, all them was slave masters.
That's right. All of them were slave masters. Every single one of them devils. You understand? Shalom. Yahoshua, I see you. Kiefer said, you've never read the Bible. Shut up. Kiefer, let's just say that's true. I'm trying to read it right now. Let's just say this is the first time we've opened the Bible. Kiefer, are you listening? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? We're reading about you right now, Mr. Kiefer. You understand? We're reading about your forefather. Show some reverence to who you come from. Show some reverence to your ancestor, boy. What's wrong with you? Black people got to teach you how to have respect for your elders now. You're going to respect Esau, white boy. You're going to respect who you come from. Watch how you talk about your great-grandfather. You understand me? Please, Shapat, let's read this again for Kiefer.
Come on, sir. Book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
That's right. I'm going to put money if Kiefer would have put a video, if Kiefer would have joined us on video chat, he would be red and hairy as well. And say Kiefer is red and hairy all over like a garment. You understand? White men, if they go a week without shaving, you would be so flabbergasted. I'll be kind. You'll be so flabbergasted and shocked at how hairy they are. You understand? They are the caveman. You understand? And Esau, this is how he came out as a baby, red and hairy. Say it again.
Like about me, I like it ever since I learned it. Troglodyte.
Troglodyte, brother. That's who they are. Neanderthal troglodytes. I didn't call you that. Your own scientists and archaeologists refer to you as that. You've never seen cavemen depicted as black men. Never. Right. Have any of you ever seen archaeology of cavemen being depicted as black people? Anyone? Let me know. Put me on. I love history. I love learning new things, and I'm open to learn. I'm open to learning. Have any of you ever seen a caveman depicted as a white man, whether in fantasy, in fiction, or in actual science and archaeology? Look at all the no's coming in. DJ Sean, Michael Love, Barack Wana, Shapat, Young Man Matthew. You understand? Young Man Lewis. Never. We've never seen a depiction of that because everybody knows, even your own scientists and archaeologists and geneticists, Everybody knows that's who you are. You are the caveman. You are the Neanderthal, the man that drags his knuckles and speaks with grunts. That's who you are, not us. Go ahead, Shapak.
And sexually assaults everything he sees.
Mm-hmm. Forget about it. That's why that caveman carried that big club, because that's the only way you can have sex. And it seems like white men, you haven't deviated too far from that. But I never understood how white boys, you have a hard time getting girls to want to have sex with you. You have a hard time. It almost seems like you want to go back to the days where you can carry a big club around and just bonk a woman on top of her head so you can have some sex. Because you don't know how to get a woman to want to sleep with you. You know what you have to do, Mr. White Man? You have to not be so violent and evil. You have to. There you go. He's sitting up already. He couldn't wait to get put down. What's up, Sabalawan? Salam. He's had up quick. Soon as the car seat came down, he popped up. You understand, Mr. White Man? You have to stop being such an animal, such a beast. There's nothing about you that would make a woman want to sleep with you. And then you get mad at women because they don't want to sleep with you because of how terrible you are. It's you, it's not them. But I see why you have that problem. It's the same problem your forefathers had, and that's why they had to carry around that big Billy Club, because that's the only way they were able to produce your grandparents and your great-great-grandparents, and now you're here. You understand? So now the Bible says Esau was Shalom, was red and hairy all over like a garment. You understand? Eddie said Flintstones don't have black cavemen. That's right. The Flintstones was white. Barney Rubble, Fred Flintstone, Wilma, Thelma. You understand? They were white. Chris said they've been the same since their inception. Same MO, rape and pillage, rinse and repeat. Brother, you are not lying. It has worked for them. Unfortunately, it has worked for them for right now, at least. You understand? That's right, Michael Love. They hate their women, but love the boys. You understand? Young man Matthew said that's why them police canines so angry. They can't stop sexually assaulting them dogs. That's real. That is absolutely real. What these white men are doing to these animals is absolutely sad. I don't even like animals like that. I didn't grow up with pets. I don't like animals. But brother, when I hear what these white men are doing to these dogs, it makes my heart break for an animal. And I hate that white men make me feel sad for a dog. I hate that you make me do that, because I have too much going on with my own people to be feeling sorry for a damn animal. But you're so cruel to everything. Now my heart has to break for the children of Israel and the canines and the whales and the ozone layer and the climate. Like, you are the destroyer of everything. Go ahead, Shapat.
Like, it's an example of immaculate conception right here. He said talking about God, then about sex. Like, sex is not natural.
Yeah. See, he can talk like that because he's not having sex. You understand? He doesn't get sex. So to him still, sex is foreign. I know it's a foreign concept, Kiefer, to see vagina. You understand? Without paying for it or taking it. I know that's a foreign concept for a woman to just give you her vagina. That's foreign to Kiefer. He might think that's still nasty. He probably thinks girls still have cooties. You understand? Kiefer, don't worry. The Lord put Black and Hispanic men in charge to teach you how to do things, to teach you how to bathe properly. You need a washcloth. To teach you how to wash, to teach you what to eat and what not to eat, how to have sex and not how to have sex, how to talk, how to conduct yourself. You understand? The Lord put us here to teach you how to be a human, how to be civilized, Kiefer. And we're going to do it. You may reject it now, but there's a kingdom that's coming, Kiefer, where you will answer to Black and Hispanic men in authority under Christ. You will. You understand? It's going to be glorious. Shalom. So it's good to see you. You understand? You will do it. Right? So now we at Genesis chapter 25. The Lord said Esau came out red and hairy like a garment. For those of you who haven't done so, make sure you like and share the stream. Shalom, Trooper Leviathan. I see you, mighty man. I see you. Shell said, I was talking to one of my friends about how immigrants getting captured. She said, why I care? Because I didn't vote. I want to ask you, how do you feel about that? Because you said you don't vote. That's an excellent question. You understand? I think more importantly, Shell, it's not important how I feel about it. We always refer to how God feels about it. And so I can give you what God says about voting and about the entire situation that's happening with the immigrants. I'm going to show you what God feels. You understand? We'll get it in the Bible. Just give me 1 second. You understand? Kiefer said Africans gave up after sharpening a stick. They probably did, Kiefer. But that has nothing to do with us. Your poor, piss poor white education has failed you because you don't even know that black people are not African. We are not the same people. Africans sold black people to your forefathers. We're not the same. But I know that's a hard concept for you to understand because white people, you're uneducated. You understand? You're poorly educated. You're highly ignorant. And again, that's why you need black and Hispanic men in charge. That's why. Understand? And again, it's our job to teach, and I'm here to teach you. All right. Shalom, Mariah, Allah, I see you. You understand? So now we're going to get back to the scripture. You understand? So Esau came out red and hairy all over. I'm coming to you, Shell, to your question. Please keep reading if you could, Shapak.
Okay. And after that came his brother out.
Right.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob. So now we're reading about the boy that was born right after Esau, Jacob. And this boy's hand came out on Esau's heel, meaning these were twin boys that were born. You understand? And when they were born, the firstborn son was Esau, the forefather of white people. Jacob, the forefather of the children of Israel, today would be your blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He came out right after Esau with his hand on Esau's heel. You understand? If you notice, the Bible does not describe what Jacob looks like. Somebody tell me in the chat, using your power of deduction, of reasoning, deductive reasoning is what they call it. Why does the Bible describe the way Esau looks, but the Bible does not describe the way Jacob looks? Somebody explain that to me. Why does the Bible describe the way Esau looks, but not the way Jacob looks? You got the mic? You got the mic for the sis? It's like a Shapak. And Shapak got 8 hands over here, brother. He corralling Zabalawan, getting the food, getting the mic, setting up the table. You understand? You brothers better come in, man. You better come in. Go ahead, sis, please.
Because they're abnormal.
Because they are abnormal. That's why. That's right, Michael Love, because he looked different. He looked different from everybody else. That's right, Kapa. Esau looked different than everyone else. That's right, Adiana, to let you know they look different. That's right, Trooper Leviathan, Nadaba, Kalapazar. The Bible describes Esau and does not describe Jacob because Jacob didn't look abnormal. Jacob looked like his parents. Jacob looked like Isaac and Rebekah. Jacob was black. He was born black. What we got? What we got? Yeah. Oh no, and if the sister, if you don't mind, sis, the water, yeah, if she could do it, just so I get you to read, Shabbat, please, because we got a lot we're gonna get into. No sweat, no sweat. The water too, so get a sister hand for bringing in the food again. Most High Christ. You understand? The Bible describes Esau's appearance because his appearance was noteworthy. It was noteworthy because it was abnormal. It was not like everybody else. Esau was born looking different than his parents. You understand? And he was born an abnormality. He was not normal. You understand? That's why it describes Esau, not Jacob. If you could spot, just give me up to let's keep reading and see what we got. No, go up 2 or 3 verses. I think I started a little too far down. I should have started at 22 or 23. Okay, please read that.
22.
Okay, please.
Book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
And the children struggled together within her.
The children struggled together within their mother, Rebekah. So this is before they were born. We just read the part where they were born. Now we're going to skip back in time just a little bit before they were born. When Rebekah was pregnant with these two boys, Jacob and Esau, when they were in the womb, as fetuses in the womb, babies in the womb, they were fighting, which should tell you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we will never get along with white people, ever. It's a pipe dream to believe that we are going to get along with a people that we have been fighting with since the womb. It'll never happen. And that's what makes the civil rights movement that much more disgusting, gay, and against God. Because you Christian pastors really believe that we could somehow have peace with a people that the Lord made to be our eternal enemy. We were fighting in the womb. The two boys struggled in her womb. Shalom.
Oh, God,
Please.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Right.
And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Here's how people always ask the question, how can white people and black people be born from twin brothers? You understand? Because the Lord is making the divide right here. I don't know if y'all knew this. Black people can produce all types of shades, all types of people. You understand? It is absolutely possible. You understand? The Lord says the reason why these two boys were fighting in your womb is because in Rebekah's womb were 2 nations of people. When you read about the word nation in the Bible, what does that translate to today? What word do we use today that translates to nation in the Bible? Because when you read nation, you might think country. You understand this? That's not what this is talking about. When you read nation in the Bible, what word do we use today that's interchangeable with nation in the Bible? Go ahead, Shapat.
It's like I wasn't going to answer. I was just going to say countries today are kingdoms in the Bible.
That's correct. When you read about what we call countries today, either the Bible will say country or kingdom. You understand? That's right, Adiana. That's right, Mario, Young Man Matthew, Michael Love, Trooper Leviathan, race. Nation in the Bible is race. And the Lord is saying there are 2 different races, 2 different nations within your womb. That's why they're fighting. They're fighting because of this right here. Keep reading. Shalom, Yaquar.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. What you have to understand is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we will never agree or live like white people. It was never meant for us to live the way they live, to think the way they think, to operate the way they operate, because the Lord said 2 manner of people, meaning the way that we are, down to how we look at things, down to the way we view things and operate and live would be completely different. And I don't know about you. If you had the unfortunate luxury of living around white people, this is not hard to understand. Brother, you know how many comedians in the 90s made jokes about how different black people and white people are? Let's go watch any comedy special from Comic View or Def Jam. All the jokes about race was always about how white people and black people were so different. I'll give you a perfect example. You understand? The way white people talk to their parents is not how we talk to our parents. The water says, hell yes, the water. Yep, the water. Most high in Christ. I might pass the class over, Shapata. I might do it. The water says, I appreciate that. The water. Go ahead, priest.
I'm gonna pass it to Zabala.
We all gonna be in here eating, and he gonna be up here.
He just had the right, sir.
That's him. That's him. If he say the white man is the devil, brother, you know the Lord is all the way with us. The Christ is soon to return. You understand? Even down to how white people talk to their parents, how they deal with their parents. There's so many comedians that made jokes about it because it's true. If any of you ever grew up and were able to go and hang out at a white person's house, which I have, Brother, it's different. The way they think and they operate and treat each other is different. You understand? White kids are able to talk to their parents as if they're siblings, as if they're equals. You understand? They're able to do things and say things and operate in a way that our community as Blacks and Hispanics, we do not operate as. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat.
Because we want to live.
Yeah, you understand? We like to live. You understand? It's different. It's absolutely different. I'm gonna give you another one. A lot of us ignorantly believe that whooping your kids is a Black thing. Type a yes or no in the chat if you used to ignorantly associate whooping your kids with Black and Hispanic culture. I was one of them. I thought that was Black culture. Type a yes or no in the chat if you used to associate whooping your children with Black culture and you believe that white kids don't get whoopings. Type a yes or no in the chat. Go ahead, sis. Oh, yeah, you did. You too? Awesome. Me too. Leviathan, Young Man Matthew, Adiyana, Trooper Nasawan, Yaquar, Nadabar, Shapat. That's a lie that we were taught now to believe. That's not true. I'm going to tell you something that's the absolute truth. White people are the biggest abusers of their children. That whole whooping culture and being proud of hurting your kids, that comes from white people. That is not our culture. It's not. It is not our culture to be abusive to our children, to hurt your children for every little thing. It comes from the slave master, not the slave. Go ahead, Shapat.
I'm gonna say, and the beating your wife, that's not our culture neither.
The water.
By me.
Please.
I remember seeing this movie back in the day called Mommy Dearest.
Oh, brother, my mom played that movie for me. That was a classic.
And I was instantly looking at my mother like, thank you. Being like, because we had wire hangers.
Yes. Yes, brother. They don't make, well, I don't know if they make wire hangers no more. It's hard to find them.
Right.
But back then, them wire hangers, brother, after seeing that movie, that was a registered weapon. That's like a Glock 19 after you seen that movie. Yeah, see, that's not our culture to you being there and you up and down the damn house whooping your child. And we ignorantly make jokes about how we grew up because we thinking that's Black and Hispanic culture. That's not our culture to be violent, overly violent. You understand? That's their culture. You understand? That's their culture to come home and beat your children for every little thing, to beat your damn wife, to beat the damn dog. That is their culture. We are two different manner of people. Brother, have you ever seen Black people in the truth? If you come in here and watch how Blacks and Hispanics and the UPK raise children, most of the kids in here don't get whoopings. It's you don't believe me? That's right. Zavalawan said, that's right. He said, anybody hitting me? Brother, our kids in here don't have to get whoopings. I can count on 3 fingers how many times I had to put my hands on my daughter in 9 years. You understand? And that was just little, put that down. You understand? Trying to put something in the socket. I've never had to whoop my daughter. See, when you come in here and learn your true culture and learn how we're supposed to live, you realize the things that you thought was necessary was not our culture. You were doing it out of absolute tradition being passed down. That whole tradition of just whooping your kids and you pride. Here's the worst part about this. Now I'm venting now. Here's the worst part of getting a whooping. When your parents get on the phone and start bragging to their friends on how they just tore you up. Brother, that's psychological trauma. You sitting there on the phone with your friends bragging about how you just tore me out the frame. As if I can't hear you. See, that doesn't come from us, brother. That is a violent culture. It is a violent, backwards culture. Now, don't get it twisted. The Bible talks about disciplining your child. There is a discipline that is our culture that is well within your parental rights. And you should discipline your children because discipline is good. I'm talking about what almost all of us in here has experienced at least once. You understand? Almost all of us. That thing where you know this is not for discipline. You're doing this because you're angry. You understand? This is not discipline related. You're doing this because this was done to you. Because you are stressed with life. Because you're mad at the condition of your life. That's not the same thing as you're doing this and now I'm disciplining you for it. You understand? A lot of us were abused and were the recipients of our parents' stress and failures and anger. And it was wrong. And that comes from living in this society following after white people. You understand? The Bible said we would be two manner of people. We're not the same as white people. Please keep reading. No sweat, no sweat.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Uh-oh. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, meaning the two. This is how you know it's talking about race. Because why is it referring to Jacob and Esau as peoples? Because it's prophesying that there are going to be two separate peoples that come from these two boys. Hey, that's the proof right here. It's saying one people is going to be stronger than the other, meaning there's going to be a people that comes from Esau. There's going to be a people that comes from Jacob. One of these two is going to be stronger than the other. They're not going to be the same. They're not going to be equal. There's going to be a clear difference in which people are strong. White people, don't get your hopes up because you're not the strong one. And you should know that if you were honest with yourself as a white man, you should know your people are not the strong people out of the two.
Right.
I seen a video, brother, of white men trying to do construction work compared to Hispanics, and it's absolutely embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You understand? White men shouldn't even be allowed to be in construction when we have Hispanic brothers. You understand? You're terrible workers. You're terrible. You're not strong. Seen a white boy trying to put two pieces of wood on his shoulders and climb the ladder. And the white boy couldn't figure out how to do it. He's struggling and struggling. And finally, brother, some Hispanic brother that was shorter than him came and did it just like, let me show you, and picked the Jones up and climbed the damn ladder. Like, what the hell are you doing? Brother, it's embarrassing. I hope white people, you don't believe you. I hope you really don't believe you are the stronger people. You're not. And if you're honest with yourself, you would know you're not. Go ahead, Shapat.
I get a kick out of seeing all these little posts and videos where white men are trying to jump some black dude, and the black dude end up whooping all of them.
Yeah.
Whack 100. You know, they even got one.
I see.
Yeah, two white dudes trying to jump him. He dropped one of them.
That's right.
The other one, you know.
That's right. That's who we are. You understand? That's who we are as a people. Shalom, Maria. I see you, sis. We are the people that's stronger. Do you think white people could have your life and survive? I ain't talking about us as a people. I'm talking about if you're listening right now, think of all the things that you went through up to this point. All of the terrible things that has happened to you, all of the suffering that has happened to you, all of the misadvantages and disadvantages that you have experienced in your life as a Black, Hispanic, or Native American. Now, could you imagine a white person going through everything you went through and being as strong and here as you are? I can speak for myself. I know for certain a white man couldn't go through what I went through and then sit here today. You understand? As somebody here right now. Go ahead, Shapat, please.
If I could put make it turn a personal thing into a whole, the Great Depression back in the 1920s.
Yeah.
When they found out that they weren't as financially stable as they were jumping out of windows, you know, and they hated us because we were doing all right.
I'm glad you brought it to a point, because anybody that wants to challenge me, you know, I have historical context, and you just gave one of the examples I would give. We don't have to imagine, brothers and sisters. All of you that said no, you are correct. You understand? They could not walk a day in your goddamn shoes. And the proof is, history has shown whenever white people experience a little bit of what you experience, they self-destruct. And when I say self-destruct, I mean literally. We grew up living our lives being broke as the norm. A white man lose his money in the stock market, brother, he's jumping out the window. He's jumping out the goddamn window. We grow up with unemployment being the norm. A white man loses his job, he goes home and kills his wife, his kids, and then himself. We grow up with women having to take care of their kids on their own. A white woman becomes a single mother and she kills her kids. She sells her kids. They could not last suffering what we suffer. And make no mistake about it, this is not a point of pride that we should take in our own strength. We are only stronger than the white man because the Lord gave us that strength. Don't get beside yourself and think that, we have rights to boast. We don't have rights to boast. It is only because of the God that created us and chose us that we are able to still be here after everything that we've suffered. You understand? Go ahead, Shapak.
I got a little piece of history if I could.
Please.
Come. Patrick Henry Sherrill, a part-time mail carrier, initiated the phrase going postal after killing 14 people and wounding 6 in an August 20th, 1986 shooting rampage at the Edmond, Oklahoma post office. Sherrill, a former Marine, committed suicide after the attack.
Break it down. Break it down. Wait, break it down.
What do you mean break it down?
Why you pulled that?
Oh, just to show, what I'm saying? Like, that's what they do. They absolutely break all the way down. All he did was lose his job. You know how many jobs I've lost? You know what I mean? I mean, in 09, I think all of us lost our job.
That's right.
When what they call it, the recession. I had, at the time, I had the best job I had ever had in my life, to the point where my unemployment check here was like a full check when I went down south.
Right.
So I had a good job, and man, come on now. And I just relocated.
That's right.
And took a vacation for about.
That's right. That's what Leviathan just said. Leviathan just said, we just go out and find another job. Losing your job is just part of our lives, our experience. Not for the white man. He's not allowed to suffer oppression. Him losing his job, brother, is oppression. And he can't suffer it. And he goes out and now he shoots up a post office. He kills all his co-workers. Yeah, brother, we're not the same. Clearly, one of us is stronger than the other. You understand? Shalom, young man Zolan, I see you. You understand? Please keep reading now. Two manner. Where were we at?
And the other shall be stronger than the other.
That's right, please.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Here's the part that confirms who the stronger is. The Bible says the elder, meaning the older child, the child that was born first, will serve the younger child. Yeah, Esau was born first. Esau is the older child. And white people, you have a day that's coming to fulfill this prophecy. You will serve Black people and Hispanics and Native Americans. Excuse me, it's your rightful position from the time before you were even born. White people, let me help you. And this is why the earth is in turmoil, because nobody's living in their created purpose. White people, you were not created to run the earth. You were not created to have power. You were not created to be president, to be a billionaire with access to children all over the world and islands. You were not created to be a judge or a lawyer. White people, you were not created to be in the position that you are in right now. White people, you were created to serve Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's what you were created for. And if you white people would just embrace and accept your true purpose, the earth would not be in turmoil. But right now, the earth is upside down. The earth is absolutely upside down. And it's because nobody's living in their created purpose. Read that scripture again. Let me get this precept right here.
I got it for you, sir.
Which one you got?
I know where you're going, sir.
What I'm going.
I've seen service on
All right, well, give Shapot a hand. That's what happens. That's what happens when you come to goddamn class. That's what happens when you actually come to class. I was just like Shapot in class every day on Shamar. In class, soaking up everything to the point, brother. Officer Warren, he come teach. I fall right back into the same role. And I know exactly where Officer Warren is going. I know exactly where Captain Shock is going. I know exactly where Officer Thumber Young was going. You have to be in here and learn. It's not a small thing to be in here. It's a brother, this is greater than any Ivy League institution you can go to. The UPK offers something that no elite university or Ivy League institution offers. It offers the understanding and the knowledge and wisdom of God, the creator of the universe. It's not a small thing that you have the privilege and opportunity to sit in here. Every time you come in here, you grow. You just don't realize it. Please read that precept, Shapat.
What, the precept, sir?
Yes, please.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
The Bible says, excuse me, I have seen servants upon horses. You would have to understand the power dynamic that exists with this, because we don't live in a society where we use horses for our main mode of transportation. You may not understand the dynamic that exists here. Before cars, horses was the main mode of transportation, especially if you were someone that owned property and that owned people. It is not common to see the servant riding the horse and the ruler, the prince, walking alongside the horse. That's not common. In the power dynamic, in the normal power dynamic, the prince would ride the horse, the servants would walk alongside the horse. Everybody remember that scene in Django? If you've never seen the movie Django, you got it right here. Let's see right here. This is an excellent photo. This photo is an iconic photo. Hold on. Add to stage. Before presenting the screen, remove other media. Oh, I was sharing something already. This is an iconic photo of Teddy Roosevelt being depicted on a horse. And guess, this is how you know it's spiritual. Before we go to the Django, who are on the side of these, what two people are on the side walking on the ground? What two people are there? You got the president, Theodore Roosevelt, better known as Teddy Roosevelt. He's on the horse. What two people are walking alongside this horse? The water priest. You might have to look at it close to see, but what two people are literally walking on both sides of this horse, which is spiritual. Again, it confirms who God's people are. That's right, Leviathan. That's right, Kalatazar. But y'all giving it to me, but you're not giving me the biblical answer. Leviathan and Kalatazar. That's right, Kappa. Nobody gave me the biblical answer yet. You see, you type it in, Shapat. Maria, that's correct, Maria. That's correct. Halak has been the closest, but it's not. You give me the biblical answer to prove this. Yahoshua said, that's correct. Shapat said the stronger people. That's true. Adiana said Israelites. That's true. Somebody got to give it to me according to the Bible. Y'all probably gonna be like, what are you talking about? Give it to me according to the Bible. Who is walking alongside this horse? Not about said slaves. That's true. Shapat said the princes. That's true. Okay, Nasuan, give me more, Nasuan. Young man Matthew, that's true. Kappa said the youngest. That's true. Nobody gonna get it. Adiana said the chosen people. That's true. Kappa said the youngest. That's true. Ronald Watt said Judah and Gad. That's true. Israel and Judah. You have to say those two because that's how we are listed in the Bible. Israel and Judah were oppressed together. He getting his workout on. He pushing that chair too. Israel and Judah were oppressed together. That's what the Bible says. Take one stick. Take the sticks of Israel and the stick of Judah. and bind them together on one stick. What you're seeing in this photo is the literal representation of the nation of Israel divided. Israel represented by the tribe of Gad, Judah represented by the tribe of Judah. You understand? That's why our the northern and southern kingdom. Hispanics and Native Americans, which is Israel on that side, the rest of the tribes on the other side, Israel and Judah together. We'll get the precept after this. So now let's read the precept we just read with this picture up here.
Oh, come. Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses.
Stop right there. I have seen servants upon horses. Who's on the horse? The servant. The servant. This is a United States president, Theodore Roosevelt. And the Lord says he's the goddamn servant. That's what the Lord said. Donald Trump, you're the servant. You should be serving the people that you are putting in the ICE detention centers. Donald Trump should be a servant to the Hispanics, to the Mexicans, to the Hondurans and Panamanians and Guatemalans. Donald Trump should be serving them. But right now, the current order of society is the servant is on the goddamn horse. The slave, he's the weaker, is on the horse. Keep reading.
And princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Brother, I mean, what more do you need? What does Yasher Allah mean? Israel in the Hebrew. What does Yasher Allah? Yasher Allah is the Hebrew for Israel, the Lashawan Kodash, the ancient Hebrew for Israel, Yasher Allah. What does that mean? What does Yasher Allah mean? Come on now. Give it to me. It's right here. That's right, Shalat. Trooper Shalat, give him a hand. You understand? Prince of the power. Princess of the power. That's right. That's right. The Lord said, that's right, Naima. The Lord said, I have seen the servants on the horses and princes walking alongside the horses. You see in Israel walking alongside the horse, the princes of the power, the sons of God, the stronger people, the people that are meant to rule the earth. They are in the position of servitude because the things are turned upside down. Give me Israel and Judah pressed together. Give me Jeremiah 50 and 33, please. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Here's to give you the answer what I was looking for when I asked who was walking alongside the horse. You understand? You have to keep this in mind. This is why all of you were correct. Nobody gave a wrong answer. But if you want to, again, be all the way locked in, there's a certain way to say things to make it absolutely ironclad where nobody can dispute it. The answer would have been Israel and Judah. And here's why. Please read what you got.
Okay, so the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
The children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. You looking at it right here, represented in this photo. And this statue was not just a work of art. This statue was an actual depiction of what has taken place here in America in this current society. The white man has now ruled over Israel and Judah. And together, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are oppressed together underneath the white man. Please.
It's like it's so heavy, right? Because picture messed up.
That's Theodore Roosevelt. For those that don't know, a little fun fact: you call stuffed teddy bears, you call them teddy bears after this white man. He got the name Teddy. They named the teddy bear after him because Theodore Roosevelt was so large on creating the national park system that exists today. formally was created by him. But of course, black people and Native Americans were the ones who honored these different lands as sacred before. What Theodore Roosevelt did was he just came in and used the government to now federally, legally establish these lands as national parks. So now you couldn't cut the certain trees down. You couldn't hunt certain animals. You had to respect the nature. That came from the reverence of the land the Native Americans taught us, understanding that we followed, and the white man seen it's the best way to operate and to keep the land whole. Well, because Theodore Roosevelt did so much to preserve the animals and preserve the lands, they had little souvenirs that you can get from the national parks. One of the souvenirs was a little stuffed bear. They ended up calling it a teddy bear after Teddy Roosevelt. You understand? Just a little fun fact. Shalom, my way from Southern Virginia. I see you. Young man Matthew said, would Joel 3 and 5 be a precept? We'll go to it after this. Please read what you asked, Shapat. Salaki, brother. Read it again, 50 and 33.
Okay, sir. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
Please go ahead, priest.
I remember now. I was about to say it's just, you know, the more being in the truth, it's like the broad picture comes to life. Like ever since we were freed from Egypt and all these heathens heard of our God, it's like they've been wanting to get at us ever since then. We coming through their lands, they like, nah, don't come over here.
That's right.
They're literally scared of us because they know who we are.
That's right.
And that's their main reason why I try to keep their foot on our neck. I do afraid of their knee on our neck, this, that, and third, because they know what can happen if the Lord gets behind us.
They know it. It's no mistaking that they don't know. They know it. They have the records. It's in Judah 5 and 20. They tell you they've known it back then. If these people serve their God, we cannot mess with them. If these people follow their customs and their God, he's like he's playing baseball. Safe. You understand? If these people serve their God and follow what their God says, the heathens knew, don't go to war with them, don't touch them, don't mess with them, because we are going to lose. Here's what they also knew. If we could get them to turn away from their God and to forsake their laws and their customs, we can take them as slaves. And that's why every heathen has a vested interest in making sure that you don't wake up as an Israelite, to make sure that you continue smoking, you continue getting high, you continue having abortions, you continue being gay or lesbian, you continue being a thief, you continue to be a murderer, and everything that this society champions that's against God. They have a vested interest in making sure you continue to follow in that, because that's the only way that the white man and the Africans and the Arabs and the Chinese and East Indians, that's the only way that they can be over us, is if we are not aligned with our power, which is the Most High God. You understand? The Lord said Israel and Judah were oppressed together. Give me Joel chapter 3, verse 5. Joel 3. Let's see. He said 3, 5 through 7. You click on that too. Man, why ain't pulling up? This phone acting a fool, boy. Joel 3, 5 through 7. Also, too, if you're able to, it's also a good habit as a student to have the actual Bible in front of you. See how my phone acting up right now is not even pulling it up for me. That's because I have deviated from the paths of old. I'm supposed to have a Bible up here right in front of me. You understand? So I can just turn to it, because the phone not working now. I can't go to. I'm gonna put this aside. I'm gonna need to eat that in peace. Let me grab a bite. About to blaze on these Christian pastors, and I can't be a hypocrite. Let me come back to the ways of old before I blaze on these Christians. So I can't be a hypocrite. Let me do what I've seen the men above me do. Let me have the actual Bible in front of me. You understand? We're gonna go to Joel chapter 3, verse 5.
Book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 5. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
Stop right there. What is the Lord's silver and gold that the heathens have taken? What is the Lord's silver and gold that the heathens have taken, that they have carried into their temples? You understand? This is manifold, meaning it has multiple meanings. You understand? There's the literal meaning, and then there's the figurative meaning. What is the Lord's silver and gold that the heathens have taken and carried into their temple? That's right, Naama. The children. What you was gonna say?
I was gonna say his people.
That's correct. You understand? You and the sister online are correct. His people, God's people, God's jewelry. You understand? You ever know where the term jewelry comes from? The word Jew is in jewelry. You understand? We are the Lord's jewelry, the thing that shines, the thing that is looked at as precious and valuable. You understand? Just imagine the Lord being a man, and then now he got on all this jewelry and rings that makes him look good. That's us. We are the representation of the Lord's power. And we should live our lives that when people see us, they see the Lord's power. You understand? They see his flyness. They see his wisdom. They see everything that they're supposed to see through us. We are the Lord's gold and silver. Keep reading. And it's, of course, it's talking about the literal gold and silver when they ransacked Jerusalem and stole all of our artifacts from the temple. Keep reading. Shalom, mad beautician. I see you. Verse 4. He says 5 through 7.
Oh God. Verse 5. Because ye have taken my gold, taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might move them far from their border.
Exactly. This is going into what we were just talking about. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, Judah and Israel. You have taken and sold to the Grecians, to the Greeks, you understand, and taken them far from their border. That's how we got here. We didn't get into these different lands through choice, you understand, through freedom. We got here through being sold from our original homeland, our true, quote unquote, motherland, Israel, Jerusalem. That's in the Bible, by the way. You understand? Keep reading.
Behold, I will raise them out of the place whether ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head.
That's right. The Lord is saying that there's going to be a time that's coming where you see how we scattered all about. Black people are scattered on to these lands. You got black people that believe America is their homeland. And you're not wrong in believing that and wanting to believe that. There are some black people, the tribes of Gad and Reuben, who were here first. But that doesn't mean that this is our place of origin. This is not our homeland. You black people that are Native American from the tribes of Gad or Reuben, of the 12 tribes of Israel, God's chosen people, your homeland is not America. It's not, quote unquote, Turtle Island, whatever garbage that is you want to believe. Your homeland is the same as ours, Israel. You just will happen to be here first. And the time is going to come when Christ is going to return and bring us out of these lands of captivity, bring us out of these lands that we were scattered to, and put us back in our own land, and now repay the people that sold us. That time is coming. You understand? So that's an excellent precept for this. Young man Matthew, you definitely could use this. Kalatazar said, if I may, can I have a breakdown on number 16? Let's get number 16. And I forgot Shell's question. We're going to get number 16 and we're going to go right back to Shell's question. If you have any questions, type your questions in the chat. We'll answer those. Numbers 16 and 32. It feels way different having the actual Bible up here, brother. This is the way it's supposed to be done. I find this faster than the phone. Number 16 and 32.
The book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 32. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up in their houses, and all the men that appertain unto Kora, and all their goods.
So just to give you some context of what's going on right here, this is when the children of Israel, when we came out of Egypt, you remember Moses assigned rank. He said, I'm just trying to rearrange a little bit, rearrange the setup. You understand? This is when we came out of Egypt. Remember, we didn't have a government because we were a people that were slaves. And the Lord brought us out of the land of our oppressors so that now that we can build our own nation up from scratch. So we didn't have a government. We didn't have a written constitution. We didn't have police. We didn't have all the things that you need to run a nation of people. The Lord gave Moses the instructions on how to do it. The first thing he did was the Lord gave Moses the laws. And that's why when you look at the formation of any nation, any country, the first thing that they do is write down the laws, because you have to have something written down on what we all agreed to live by. That's the Bible. The laws, statutes, and commandments are not here just to sound good. They are supposed to be how the white man views his constitution, how the white man in America used the Constitution to build America. That's what the Bible is for us. It is the document that's set to help us build our nation. The Lord gave it to Moses. The next thing he had to do now was build a government. The Lord assigned Moses to assign men that were mighty of their people. And that's what he did. He assigned captains, officers, leaders from the tribe. That's in the Bible. Well, unfortunately, you understand, there are some people that when they get power, they get beside themselves. And this is what happened. The men that Moses assigned to be leaders of certain tribes and captains, a good number of them came together against Moses. And they said that Moses had too much power. They didn't like the fact that Moses had so much power. They didn't like the fact that Moses said, if you don't follow me, you are not in the truth. They didn't like that because they believed we're all Israelites. We all have the truth. Who are you to say that if we don't follow you, we're not in the truth, Moses? That sound familiar? Yeah, some of you in the comments right now like, hold up. That sounds like how I talk about the UPK. Yeah, it is. You understand? You believe that we all can have the truth. When the UPK tells you if you're not in the UPK, you're not in the truth. And you say you can't say that because we're all Israelites. We all have the truth. Well, Moses said the same thing. Moses told them, you have to follow me to be in the truth. And these men that were assigned leaders, they came together and said, this nigga tripping. He got too much power and we don't like that. And they conspired now to challenge Moses, to challenge him, for Moses to step down and to now distribute more power to the other people. Go ahead, Shapak.
If I could read verse 3.
Please.
Come, verse 3. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore, then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation. Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord.
That's exactly where you have to go. He said, so basically they started their own camps against Moses. They didn't get the opportunity to start their own camp. They were trying to start their own camp against Moses. And that's what we read about here. This is in the scriptures. This is referred to as Korah's rebellion. Kora was just the man that was the ringleader of this split. You understand? They were trying to split and trying to start their own thing and get Moses to relinquish power because they didn't like that Moses wielded the power he wielded. They didn't like that they had to follow him and that he made this statement, you understand, and proclaimed that you have to follow me. They didn't like that. And so they came together and said, see, we're going to challenge Moses in front of all the people so that everybody can see who they should follow. And that's what Moses did. The Lord told Moses, well, this is what you do. Whoever agrees with Kora and these men who think Moses has too much power, Tell them to stand with Kora on this side. Those who side with Moses and the God of Israel stand on this side, which is so heavy too. Y'all don't understand. I remember they don't say it no more, Shapat. When I first came into the truth, fake Israelites used to always say the UPK was camp banging. That's a term you probably don't hear no more. I heard it when I came into the truth all the time. See, you UPK niggas, y'all camp banging. They acting like we gang banging and stuff because we are so divisive and so exclusive. And we make it known, nigga, we ain't with nobody. If you're not with us, you're over there. And people that have Christianity in them still, they can't understand that. That's the spirit of this. Moses said, those of you who don't want to follow me and that think what Kora and them saying is right, go over there. Stand with Kora over there. Those that follow me and think that I'm right, come stand with me. And brother, that's what happened. They separated into two groups, and a lot of people stood with Kora. Go ahead, Shapap.
If I may, but he ended up saying to him after the split, if I could,
please.
Verse 7, and put fire therein, and put incense in them before the Lord tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom the Lord doth choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi.
Yeah, Moses told them, listen, well, since you think you got the truth and you can separate from me and still have the truth, here's what you do. You take your incense and you say your prayers, and then you pray to whoever you think you praying to. And we are going to now let the Lord choose in the sight of the nation. And brother, let me help you. For you brothers and sisters out there that's not in the UPK and you think you can do your own thing and still be in the truth, the Lord is someone that makes who he chooses very apparent. The Lord is not, he's not you. The Lord isn't wishy-washy. He's not timid. When the Lord makes a decision, it is very decisive to the point where everybody knows without a doubt, oh, the Lord was against them niggas and he was with them. So now I'm giving you what's happening here, Kalakazah. So Moses told Kora and the niggas that tried to rebel, y'all, and the people that agreed in Israel, y'all stand with them over here, and we're going to stand over here, and we're going to let the Lord choose. Now go back to the verse that we read, verse 32. No, start at 31. Please.
Verse 31. And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them. So
now, as soon as Moses finished speaking, the Lord, the Bible says, the ground clave asunder, meaning it went apart. Can anybody describe what you would call this today? And this is how you know this is not fairy tale. This happens still to this day. What natural phenomenon is this called today? You see it happen all the time. After Moses finished talking, the ground where Kora and all the rebellious Israelites stood, it clave asunder, meaning the ground literally opened up. Simba said an earthquake, not quite. Kalakazah said an earthquake. Nope, not about to say earthquake, not quite. Everybody's saying earthquake. It's another natural phenomenon that happens. You can see it. It happens all the time. The water, Naima, a sinkhole. A sinkhole. Let me get you a video of a sinkhole. Some of you may not even know what that is, even after hearing it. Let me show you exactly what that looks like. Sinkhole. Sinkhole opening up. Sinkhole in Indonesia. Let's see. I want to get footage of it happening. Shut up. Skip. So they got to show. I want them to be able to see it as it's opening up. You got one? Let me see. Once you get on my app, I'm gonna pull yours up. I'm gonna show you what happened underneath the ground. DJ Sean said Thailand has sinkhole clip from the summer. Let me see. I seen that one pop up too. I hit Indonesia instead. Let me hit the Thailand one. Let me see. No. England and Thailand. Let's see. Oh, it's a good one. It's definitely a good one. Okay, hold on. I don't need your voice. All right, so now I'm gonna play this one. Shapab, he still got one. I'm gonna show you. All right, I'm gonna add this to the stage. All right, so this happened in Thailand. Again, these happen all over. Thank the Lord if you've never witnessed it or ever been somewhere where this happened, because it is absolutely fearful to know that this could happen. Right? Y'all let me know if you can see the screen. Before I play it. Let me know if you can see it. Let me know. Well, which one? This one is the one I pulled it right here. I don't see your tab at all yet. I hear yours. I don't see the tab at all. Oh, okay, this is yours. Okay, yeah, this is yours. Okay, so yeah, they see it. All right, so now start it from the beginning, please, Shapat. This is, you want to know what happened when he said, when the Bible says that the ground clave asunder that was under them, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up in their houses and all the men that appertained unto Kora and all their goods. You understand? They and all that appertained to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation. Go ahead, Shapat.
Somebody want made the Lord a gangster. The Lord don't be playing. He don't just get you. He get your house,
brother.
Everything you had. I want him dead,
brother. I'm telling you, I want him dead. The Lord is a general. Sure. I'm telling you, he's not timid. The Lord is the greatest gangster. When he makes a decision, it is very obvious on who he sides with. And that's why it is a terrible thing to be an enemy of the Lord. It's a terrible thing to be an enemy to the man the Lord chose, because he's going to make it very clear. I didn't choose you, nigga. You're out of order. I did not give you the power. I did not choose you. I chose him. And now, because you're no longer with him, you are now going to suffer. So that's what we just read is this. Please play this, please. For Kalatazar. All right, I'm gonna play one. That was the one Shapat had. I'm gonna play this one right here for you. The Water Two Priests. Let me show you. That's another one. Let me show you another one of a sinkhole. All right, share, StreamYard. Okay, here's another one right here. This is what happened to them cats where they were standing. See how the ground is opening up. Now, of course, you see how everything is just falling down, and it's like you can't even see what was. Look at that, brother. Look at that. Look at that, brother. And then the stuff falling in on top of it. That's what it means when it says it closed up. Whatever was there, when it falls, all the dirt and whatever was on top, it just falls in on top of it. That's what it means to close it up. These niggas that rebelled against Moses fell into this. The Lord caused a sinkhole to open up, and everybody that agreed with these rebellious cats in Kora, the ground that they were standing on opened up, and they fell into this large pit. This is a small one compared to there's a large one I've seen too. Like these are small ones. There are sinkholes, brother, that are like the Grand Canyon sinkhole. I don't know, maybe. Yeah.
Houses too.
Exactly.
So it wasn't a small sinkhole.
It wasn't a small one at all. It was a large one. That's the one. This the one you just played. Right. This is the one you just played. Most of the ones that you see is in cities because that's where most of the cameras are. You understand? Doesn't mean that they don't happen. This happens in nature. The problem is there are no cameras really in nature to catch it happen. Most of our cameras are in the city. So the cameras are able to catch it when it happens in the city. But this happens in nature. You understand? It happens in nature. It comes from just water being underground and open space. You understand?
That's cold.
Say it again.
Water underground.
Yeah, something about the water in the underground. Oh, look, here go one. Here go the large one I was seeing.
In Indonesia's central Aceh Regency is threatening the livelihoods of local farmers.
Look at
It has
this.
widened to more than 7 acres this year, according to the...
Did you hear that? Brother, this sinkhole was 7 acres. 7 acres. I don't know if y'all know how large that is. How much is a football field? 100 yards. I think that's like an acre. Brother, when you see the scale, how large this is. This sinkhole right here in Indonesia was 7 acres. Brother, could you imagine the ground just opening up so large and everything collapsing that's on top of it? People, houses, all the possessions. And then the ground and the dirt that's still falling on top of them and covering them up. They're being buried alive in this pit. Read verse 34. Let me show you how traumatic this was. Read verse 34, please.
Come, sir. Verse 34. And all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them. For they said, lest the earth swallow us up also.
That's right. The Israelites that seen this happen, you understand, that didn't side with Kora, even the ones that were on the good side, brother, they ran. Just like if you were to be around a sinkhole, you trying to get the hell away. And they said, because we're gonna fall in there too. The sinkhole gonna devour us up too. They knew in that day the power of God chose Moses, and he is not to be played with. So that's what happened there. You understand? That's what happened when that ground opened up. It was a sinkhole that consumed all the rebellious Israelites fell in and they died. Go ahead, Pop, please.
It's a lot. The Bible definitely says it's right. We were stiff-necked people because we were shown so many things by the Most High firsthand, and still chose against, following what he said.
Right.
Like when before this, when the people was like, let us talk to the Lord. You always go talk to the Lord. Let us talk to the Lord. And Moses was like, he started praying for him. And then the Most High came down on the cloud, loud. And they was like,
we changed our minds.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, brother. We don't know what we want. We don't know what we ask for. We don't have an idea of what's right for us. And that goes right into the topic. Aman Abab said, Shalom, Aman Abab, I see you. The water Leviathan, he said 7 acres is equivalent to approximately 5.5 American football fields. Arawadi and Kalatazar gave the measurements for the acres as well. But he says 7 acres is about 5.5 football fields. You know how many houses you can get on 5.5 football fields? Yeah, you can get a small neighborhood on there. Go ahead.
It's like by me. I would think that's both ways.
Exactly, width and length. Right. You can get a whole neighborhood on 5.5 football fields. All right. So now let me answer Shell's question as far as the voting. Get me. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. Yeah, 17 and 15. You understand? If y'all haven't done so, everybody hit that thumbs up, like, and share the stream. I see the naysayers and got quiet. You understand where you at? Where you at, haters? The naysayers and got quiet. 17 and 15.
Like I said, I think they got quiet right when you start asking everybody in the chat who was the stronger people. They say nothing.
They couldn't say nothing. The white men know for sure. When you look down at that pathetic pink penis, you know you're not stronger than anybody. You know. I gotta tell you this. You know what you see in that mirror when you go home. You know how angry you are with God when you go look between your legs. Don't get mad at us. I didn't create you. God created you. You understand? He gave you that little insignificant thing between your legs. Don't get mad at black men. You know you can't honestly get on here and believe you're stronger than us. You know that. And that's why you're so angry. That's why you white men ask your white women, have you ever been with a black man before? Have you ever been with a Latino before? You know why? Because you know you don't measure up. You know, I do. White man, you don't want to be with a white woman that's been with one of us because you know ain't no coming behind us. I can't follow up behind that. You understand? I can't do it. And you're right to believe that. And I wish brothers would stop messing with your white women. Let the white man have his woman, man. Let him have her. We might can get a little less shootings. A white man can get some white tail from his woman. We might can have a little bit safer of a nation if white men could get laid. Well, I don't know. That's wishful thinking, maybe. Go ahead, Shapop, please.
If I may, they got a saying that they even say, once you go black, you never go back. And I've never heard, even though, like you say, give them their women.
Yeah.
Never heard the opposite where white women say, I went back.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, me neither. You understand? Young man Lewis said the haters went asunder. That's right, brother. They went asunder. You understand? Yeah. See, Mr. White Man, you know you're not stronger than us. Understand? And what you should do is serve your true purpose. Serving us. Let's get Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Here's the answer Shell's question as far as the voting goes. Please read what you have.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 17 verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
The Lord is now giving you some guidelines to, if you have to set a leader over you, what's the guidelines, some of those guidelines are. Here's the first step in knowing who to choose over blacks and Hispanics. The very first requirement is he has to be black or Hispanic. And the problem is, black people, we've never had a presidential candidate that is black or Hispanic. You understand? No, let me rephrase it. We have had a presidential candidate that's black or Hispanic. We've never had a president that's black or Hispanic, because we're gonna go to Jesse Jackson right now. Jesse Jackson ran for president and he was black. You understand? Go ahead, Shapop.
If I may, if I'm noticing, throughout the South Americans and the West Indies, majority of the presidents and leaders, they're not really native.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be voted in the office.
That's right. The president of Mexico is a white Jewish woman. The president of Mexico is a white Jewish woman. What you'll realize when you do your research, most of the nations where our people are not governed by us. They're governed by heathens. You understand? What the Lord told us, you want to pick a ruler, a leader, a king, the first requirement is he has to be one of you. He has to be someone from among your brethren. Secondly, voting comes from the Romans. You understand? To vote is to choose a leader that God did not choose. Voting is what got Christ killed. Voting is exactly how Christ got killed. The Romans did a vote on who they wanted to release, Barabbas, the murderer, or Jesus Christ. And guess what? When black people had the option to choose our Lord and Savior over a goddamn murderer, guess who our people chose, brother? Us. Guess who we chose? When we were given the choice to choose and to vote, because your vote matters, and your ancestors died so you could have the right to vote. Yeah. See, the most important vote, when we had the chance to choose, we didn't choose the right man. That should tell you something. We didn't choose the right man. We chose the murderer over our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and we let the Romans murder our King Jesus Christ, a man who was innocent, a man who came here to heal the sick and to feed the poor and to encourage those in despair. Yeah, the last time we voted in an important election, we chose the wrong man. That should tell you about something about us. It should tell you something about us. We are not allowed, we shouldn't be allowed to choose our leader. You understand? The Lord's government is not democracy. I don't know if y'all know that. You can't be in the truth and be a patriot and love the white man's system of government. When you come into UPK, you'll realize there is no vote in here for the majority wants. That's not how this works in here. There is no majority rules. There is no your say so matters. That's not this place. The Lord doesn't operate like that. The Lord chooses one man and everybody follows that man. That's how this place works. That's the government of the Lord. And that works. That works. You know how you know it works? Look at every nation that has a one-man ruler. They are more successful than nations where you have a Congress where people are trying to decide which side is going to be in charge. And brother, how long does it take to get a pothole fixed in your city? Everybody type in the chat. See, this is a laugh because everybody know DC is ridiculous. You understand? Type in the chat. How long does it take in your city to get a pothole fixed? Type in the chat. How long does it take in your city to get a pothole fixed? Let's just see. Go ahead, Shapak.
You know, I don't like to say what I do, but you know, with the size of vehicle I drive in my swing.
Yeah.
I was in Lincoln Heights in the projects, and I went over a pothole.
Yeah.
And the whole vehicle almost turned over side.
Good night, brother.
That's how big the pothole was.
Good night. Brother, let me show you something. Let me show you. Supreme 666 said it never gets fixed. Kapa said decades. Young man Matthew said 5 years. Adiana said years if it gets fixed. Smokers said years. Yapaya said forever. Mario said never. Give back what you sold said I think never. Trooper Nasawan said never. Nasha Arika said about 10 years. Go ahead.
After gentrification.
Yeah. After white people move in the neighborhood, you get new roads then. Yeah, see, you know, I don't know if you know this. That money the government takes out of your check every time you get a check, that money is supposed to go towards that pothole getting fixed immediately. There is literally funds that's supposed to be set aside to make sure you never run over a pothole. There's an entire branch of government that is in charge of making sure your tax dollars fixes the infrastructure, the bridges, the potholes, the roads. You know why none of the potholes can get fixed? Because everybody has a say-so in when things should happen. The more people have a say-so in how things operate, the worse it is. You know how things get fixed? When one man has a say-so when it gets fixed. That's when it gets fixed. America's government is stupid. You created a government where there's two sides. Shalom, shukatah, sir. You created a government where there's two opposing sides. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to have disagreements on everything. That nothing gets done. And that's why America's a third world nation. America's a goddamn embarrassment. They try to make us look at other nations as if they're terrible nations. Brother, every video I see of China, their roads look good. You understand? They fix everything immediately. Japan, North Korea, all the nations that America tries to act like are third world nations, seems like they get more done. Nothing gets done here in America because your way of governing does not work. Voting, democracy, everybody having a say so doesn't work. You know what does work? He's our leader. He decides. That's what works. You understand? One man deciding. You understand? And that's what is efficient. And that's why you look at the nation's armies. I did a video, 2 videos on TikTok, brother, and white people got mad at me because I showed a video of Russia's army. I showed a video of China's army. I showed a video of North Korea's army. And then I showed a video of the greatest military in the world, America. And guess what? China's army was more disciplined, more uniform, more on point. Russia's was more disciplined, more on point. North Korea's was more disciplined, more on point. America's army looked like garbage. You know why? Because when you have one man ruling, you have order. You understand? Regardless of the politics of if you believe the dictator is right or wrong, the way of governing works when one man is in charge and everybody does what he says. America looked like garbage because too many people have a say-so. You understand? Too many people have an opinion and think they can vote. Voting goes against our culture. You understand? Where we at? So that's Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Shell, that answers your question. Go ahead, Shaphat. What's the question? What we got?
Sir. Monique Unfiltered asked, are Chinese people the same as white?
No. Chinese people are not the same as white. When you go into the Bible, there are what you got. One second, let me break this down real quick. The water too. When you go into the scriptures, there are 18 nations according to the Bible. Every people that exists today can trace where they come from to a man in the Bible. So today we call the Chinese, but that's not their name in the Bible. Who they come from in the Bible is Moab. You understand? That's the forefather of the Chinese. His name in the Bible is Moab. White people's forefather, we broke it down earlier. White people's forefather is Esau. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, our forefather is Jacob. The Chinese come from Moab. The white man comes from Esau. Two different forefathers, so they're not the same. I'm going to show you where Moab comes from real quick, please. No. For time's sake, we're going to get to the top. For time's sake, you can just drop that, the water. For time's sake, if you could look up Rainbow Coalition. Moab and Ammon are the forefathers of the Chinese and the Japanese. You understand? The Chinese come from Moab. The Japanese come from Ammon. And what you'll realize is every Asian demographic that exists today either comes from one of those two. You understand? The Chinese and the Japanese went and conquered and had children all over Asia. And so if you ask any Asian, they'll tell you that they come from either the Japanese or the Chinese, Moab and Ammon. Moab and Ammon are the product of Lot. After the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot and his daughters fled Sodom and Gomorrah. And his daughters, in their ignorance, believed that they would never get a chance to get married and have children. And so in their ignorance, they conspired and said, we're going to get our father drunk, and we're going to now get him to have sex with us so that we can have children, because we won't ever get a chance to have children because we just watched the Lord destroy everything we knew. They were absolutely ignorant and stupid in this thought. Go ahead, Shaphat.
No, I just wonder if I could. That's Genesis 19.
That's right, Genesis 19. They did this. Lot's two daughters on two separate occasions got him drunk, and one had sex with him, and then the other had sex with him. One of his daughters had a son and named him Moab. The other daughter had a son and named him Ammon. Moab and Ammon are the byproduct of incest. And that's why the Asians look like that. That's not a slander. The white man in the dictionary, before they became politically correct, what you got, Shaphat?
Right here.
What you got?
Salabi, if I could.
Yep.
Mongoloid is the outdated and offensive term historically used to classify certain human populations and in the past to refer to individuals with Down syndrome.
Stop right there. Did y'all hear what did y'all hear what Shaphat just read? We didn't write this. Again, I know y'all think we so offensive. You understand? And we just niggas that like to offend. The truth is offensive. And I'm telling you what the white man called the Asian man. They call it mongoloidism. You don't hear that term anymore because it's politically incorrect. In other words, it's offensive to say it. The white man called the Asians mongoloids, and mongoloidism is the belief and the science behind certain populations looking and being a certain way because of Down syndrome. There's a reason why the Asians look the way they look. Those small, tinky eyes, That is a defect. That is the deformity. I don't know if y'all know this. Your eyes are not supposed to be that small, brother. That's not normal. You're supposed to have eyes and eyelids. Y'all know if y'all know this. That's a condition. They don't have normal eyelids. You're supposed to have eyelids, brother, that open and shut to protect your eyes. Their eyes being chinky and they all looking a certain way, it comes from incest. Those of you that know, when you have sex with your close relatives, it produces defects in your children because you're not supposed to have sex with your close relatives. You understand? The white man seen the Asians and they came up with the term mongoloidism. You understand? The Asians are the byproduct of incest. And that's exactly why they look the way they look. You understand? Go ahead, Shapap. Please.
Historically, in anthropology context, the term mongoloid was historically used in anthropology to describe a racial grouping of humans primarily associated with East Asia.
That's right. You understand? That mongoloidism was used to refer to Asians. You understand? Mongoloidism to look like you have Down syndrome or to have Down syndrome. Again, I know that sounds offensive. This is what the white man anthropologists called it. They realized that there is something off about these Asians. They do not look normal. There's something off here genetically. And it's because when you go into the Bible, Moab and Ammon come from incest. So Moab, the Chinese are not the same as white people. Go ahead, Shapat.
If I may, this is one of the things that I teach that make people believe the Bible.
Right.
When I tell them, like, this is where they come from, and this is a story why they look the way they look, and then I read them this definition, they be like, oh.
Yeah. When I first heard it, it blew my mind. No bull. It blew my mind, brother. I was like, now see, I did not, the pastor didn't tell me about this. You know, I knew Asians was retarded. I knew that. You didn't have to tell me that. I didn't need the Bible to tell me Asians are retarded. What happened? Can't drive. Asians are so smart. You ever sat and really watched an Asian?
Right.
Brother, they don't even know how to put a square peg in a circle and a square hole. Sat and really sit and watch Asians. Just because you're good at math don't mean you're smart. You just learn to train to be good at math. They are not smart, brother. You understand? I watch Asians and they do things where he's like, bro, just put it here, move it, turn it like this and put it there. It's because something's off with him. And then I hear this and it's like, oh, see, I knew that already. Go ahead, Surprise.
It was so heavy how you said it. You said it right on point because, yeah, you can sit there and train to be the best math scholar ever and all in the Ivy Leagues because you're sitting there training and studying.
That's right.
But let you have to make an on-spot decision or movement like driving, and they're awful at everything.
That's right. That's what happens. You understand? They don't have it in them to think right. When you really look at it, all the heathens have something that's off about them, and it's why the Lord needs us to get right and be in charge. We are the people that were given the intellect, the understanding, the common sense, the laws, who govern everybody. You understand? The water, young man Matthew. Look at the things Asians eat. You know they retarded. Look at the things Asians, brother. I seen a video of the Chinese giving a little boy a squid that was alive. They gave him a squid that was in a cup squirming. And the little boy grabbed the squid like a barbarian and just and bit into the squid while the squid is still squirming in his damn mouth. I said, they're retarded. These people are retarded. Shalom, Yahanna, I see you. Right now, let's go to Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. So many of you type a yes or no in the chat if you were aware that the good Reverend Jesse Jackson, the civil rights leader, type a yes or no in the chat if you were aware that he died this morning. Some of you don't watch the news, or some of you don't have the time to. That's fine. Just want to see how many people are aware. You understand? Shalom, 0 day, I see you. Type a yes or no in the chat if you're aware that the great Reverend Jesse Jackson, civil rights leader, died this morning. He went to the upper room. That's where he went. When Jesus, Jesse Jackson went to the upper room this morning. Of course, you know I'm being facetious. There is no upper room. Jesse Jackson, spirit left his body this morning, and now his body is decomposing. You understand? He didn't go to no literal upper room. Okay, we got a lot of yeses. We got some no's. And so we got some no's. We got majority yeses, though, right? So now, Jesse Jackson was famous because of him being a civil rights leader. You understand? He was famous mostly because of his proximity to Martin Luther King. Arius said, do not be cynical about Messy Jesse. I think you more cynical than me because you just called him Messy Jesse. And then he messy. I was. He was messy. And I'm going to give you some historical facts about Mr. Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson was famous because of his proximity in relation to Martin Luther King Jr. and the rest of those civil rights reverends. Reverend Abernathy, of course, Reverend Martin Luther King, Reverend Al Sharpton, Reverend Jesse Jackson, Bayard, Rustin, William Bernard, who were homosexuals. You understand? These men were the faces, the forefront of the civil rights movement. Of course, when you know the history, the Black community didn't put these men in that position. These men were hired by the United States government to usurp, to undercut the civil rights movement and change the direction of where it was going. The civil rights movement, when it first started, had nothing to do with Black people joining white people. The civil rights movement, when it first started, was about Black men who worked on the railroads. They were called porters in Chicago. You understand? They were porters. Porters were men that worked on the trains. Though Pullman porters on the trains in Chicago, they wanted fair pay for a job that they were doing that white man was doing, because what was happening was Black men who were more qualified or just as qualified as white men were getting paid less than white men. That is what was happening. And so you had these Black men join together now and boycott and went on strike and started to push and take to the streets and protest fair wages for fair work. The civil rights movement did not start off and had nothing to do with us wanting to live with white people, us wanting to drink from white water fountains, us wanting our kids to go to school with them. That had nothing to do with it. This was about, Mr. White Man, I worked hard for these hours, and I'm just as qualified as the white man that I'm working with, but you pay him more than me simply because he's white and I'm Black. And those Black men knew, you are going to pay me what you are supposed to pay me, what is owed to me. That is what the civil rights movement was about in its inception. This movement grew from Chicago to now major cities, LA, Jersey, you understand, all the way down south, you understand? And what you started to see was Black men started to now rally together asking for the same thing, because this was happening everywhere. You understand? This was happening. Black men and women were not being paid fair wages everywhere. So now the movement took root all across the country. And of course, you could imagine the government seeing this, and this was very dangerous to see that Black people now are on one accord in different cities. Go ahead, Shapat, please.
I just couldn't help it, Salaki. But I know how you always say everything started in Chicago. You go put that in.
Nah, listen. I only go by the history. I can only tell history, brother. It's not my fault. The Midwest has been home to a lot of Black culture. And it's unfortunate because of most people, because they haven't been to the Midwest, you wouldn't know the Midwest is so Black. But the Midwest was the new Black hub after the Great Migrations. All the Black people down south damn near fled down south and went straight up to the Midwest. And so for a long time, for about 50 years, brother, a lot of Black culture came out of the Midwest. Motown, Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis, Little Rock, Memphis, you understand, Gary. Oh, forget about Ohio. So much Black culture came in, and Black movements, you understand, came out of the Midwest. If you pull up a map of sundown towns. Coincidentally, that's where most of the sundown towns still exist to this day in the Midwest. You pull up a map of the most race riots. Coincidentally, most of the race riots took place in the Midwest because the black people that fled from down south was not going for what they suffered down south. The Midwest was where black people came up north and they took on a spirit of, see, yeah, you did that to my grandfather or my father. He left down south to get away from that. You're not going to do that to us up here. So that's why you will see a lot of times those race riots was from the frustration of, okay, we just left this. We in Chicago and we left Mississippi because you did my daddy like this. You was doing my grandmother like this. You're not going to do it to us up here in the cities. And so a lot of times what you was having is black people that fled down south and went to the Midwest were very rebellious, and were not accepting what was the status quo. Well, this movement took hold, you understand, took hold all across America. And the United States government seen this and it drove them to fear. And they did what any wise government would do. They did exactly what Egypt did. Please let us deal wisely with them. They did exactly what empires of the past did. They strategized on how to deal with us in a way that would destroy us without us knowing it was destroying us. And the white man is the chief in that. He's the most subtle beast of the field. That's in the Bible. The word subtle is the old English for subtle, meaning the white man is the sneakiest. He's a snake. You understand? He's the sneakiest. You're not going to know he hates you. You're not going to know he's destroying you because of how he presents. Make no mistake, he's destroying you. And what the white man did, brother, was he hired Christian pastors to come and be the forefront and to start speaking at events where black men were protesting. They hired Christian pastors to now come and subvert the entire movement. And the movement started off as, we want fair wages, you understand, fair pay, and we ain't gonna ride your buses, we ain't gonna spend our money with you, we're gonna boycott. And then that turned into, because brothers and sisters, for too long we've been separate. For too long we have been against each other in this hatred. It's time for us to join. We've been put out of America. Brother, it turned into a damn sermon about us having to now get our piece of the American pie by joining white people. When that's not what those brothers on the ground was wanting or protesting for. You understand? They were protesting for, nigga, just pay me what I'm supposed to get. I'm cool living amongst niggas, sending my kids to school with niggas at a nigga school with nigga teachers and nigga doctors and nigga businesses. This works for us. Just pay me what you owe me. These black preachers were hired by the government to come in and now change the trajectory of where the civil rights movement was going. Let me ask you a question, anybody in the chat. Why do you think they hired black preachers? Why do you think they hired black preachers to come in and hold the positions of the civil rights leaders? They could have hired any type of black people. Why did the white man resort to using black preachers to subvert the civil rights movement? And if you can understand this, you can understand the problem with our people and with everything that's attached to this. I ain't gonna give it too much, so I want to give you the answer. Shalom, Yakoba, I see you. Area said, how Jesse Jackson helped popularize the term African American. I'm gonna get into that in just a second. Jim said Trojan horse. That's correct. Simba said because they are pimps. That's correct. Supreme said to keep us brainwashed, they knew our people would listen to them. Okay, you on to it. Smoker said because grandma loved the preacher. You on to it. Halak said to be less suspect. You're getting closer. Alicia said he knew that's where all the black women were going to take their kids. Okay. Halak said like Jay-Z, Young Man Matthew said, because black preachers know how to get to black women. All right. Supreme said if they had to use a white person, they knew what was going on. Kalakazar said to control us, to make you look another way. Yazian said because we love the spirit of the Most High, but we were deceived. That's a good answer. Simba said, because we don't call them church toting hoes for nothing. Candrea said, to get too real and convince his own people. Young man Lewis said, because they were easily bought off. He got it. I was getting ready to let Shapat answer it. He got it. Chavez, young man Lewis got it. Go ahead, Shapat.
Like, I was gonna say they also the same way used black preachers to pass the Negro Project, which is Planned Parenthood today.
The water. Young man Lewis got it. All of you are correct. All these things are true. They use pastors because these are the men who already were compromised. You understand? Like, you got to understand that. If you're looking for somebody to do your bidding, why not use somebody that is already in the position of doing your bidding? The Christian pastor, since America's inception, the black Christian pastor, since America's founding, has always been the position of compromise, has always been the position that the white man used to control and deceive us. It's never been a position of power for us. You understand? It's always been the position where the white man can come to him to get us to believe this or to start doing this or to stop doing this and not do this. The white man chose Christian pastors to lead and subvert the civil rights movement because it's a position that is already in his pocket. It's a position that already does his bidding, that already teaches his ideology and his philosophy. It's the position that pushes the mark of the beast. The Christian pastor is the man that has the mark of the beast in his forehead. Christian pastors are an arm, a part of the beast. It only makes sense to use what is a part of you. That's why they chose Christian pastors, because it's part of the beast system. They have the mark of the beast. Go ahead.
It's like if I made a little good news, saying it's right on topic of these sellouts, the end of their era. Another sellout fell off. I just recently found out through Trooper Nassawar and his rib that actually know like a stepdaughter or a daughter or friend of somebody of that pastor Thornton that we was battling on the street.
Thornton Fennell.
Concert. And he no longer has a church.
Give the Lord a hand. And for those that don't know, there was a viral video. You understand? I say viral video, but I was there. You understand? It's a video to y'all. It was an experience for us. Some pastor and his homosexual son came out against us. He was a pastor well known in the DC, Maryland area. And this nigga came out here and him and his son thought they wanted to fight us until they realized, oh, these niggas fight. They didn't want to fight after that. And then the nigga realized he's a pastor. And then he realized the way he conducted himself was on camera. And he went and tried to buy us. He bought 2 boxes of pizza and tried to give us pizza and water. And of course, we turned it down. You understand? Yeah, he lost his church. You understand? And thank the Lord he lost his church. And more pastors need to lose power, need to lose authority, because you do harm with that power, with that authority. Right? Monique said, what do you mean they have the mark of the beast? The mark of the beast is the ideology of the oppressor. You understand? You have to understand what the beast is. I can go into it. Let me finish this. If you need me to, I can break that down briefly. Let me go into this first. All right. For now, Exodus, please read that. The water, please.
Look at Exodus chapter 1, verse 10. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when they were false, when they're
let me prepare. Start where it says the children of Israel are more.
Come.
Start there, please.
Verse 1. Okay, verse 7. Verse 7. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them.
Yeah, this is what's happening in America. Yeah, Blacks and Hispanics have children left and right, brother. I did a video about this earlier. Brother, we have children on accident. We don't even be trying for children, and brother, we have children. We just have children by accident, left and right. We are the people that the Lord chose. Brother, we multiply. Even after all the abortions, even after the murder, the unhealthy food, everything that has been against us, and somehow we are still multiplying. We don't die, we multiply. This happened in Egypt, and the Egyptians got scared. It's happening in America right now, and the white man is scared. That's why they're trying to deport the Hispanics, because the Hispanics are leading in childbirth. Our Hispanic brothers and sisters are leading in childbirth, and of course, we're right behind them. You understand? Well, the white man is fearful of us growing in number the same way the Egyptians were. Keep reading.
How there arose up now, there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto the people, his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
Yeah, see, a white man is saying that right now. It's too many niggas and spicks in America. Get them up out the land. Send them to Panama. Send them to El Salvador. Send them to detention centers outside of the U.S. because it's too many of them. And if something happens where we have to fight, they're more than us. Do you honestly believe, brother, after all this time, black people are still 13% of the population? I don't believe that. Now, call me a conspiracy theorist. I could be wrong. I could be I could be bugged out. I personally don't believe black people are still 13% of the population after 4 decades. I don't believe that at all. You understand? I think they have to lie about how many of us is here so that we can still think that it's a little bit of us when they know, brother, it's so many of us. It is so many black people and Hispanics here in America. You understand? Go ahead, priest.
Now, I was about to say, I wouldn't believe either, not from the people who known from lying.
Right. At all. The people that are known for lying about everything. It's not even said, deal wisely with these people so that they won't overtake us, so that they won't now get power over us. The white man did the same thing with the civil rights movement. They hired these Christian pastors to take over the civil rights movement and change the direction of it that favors the white man. That's why if you look at all the news channels, brother, all the news channels is remembering Jesse Jackson. Here's how white people are so evil. Does anybody know what white people were saying about Jesse Jackson in the 70s, in the 80s? Anybody know? Anybody that's old enough remembers, or anybody that just knows history? What were white people saying about Jesse Jackson in the 70s and the 80s? What were they saying about old Jesse in the 70s and 80s? Mainly the 70s. What were they saying about Jesse Jackson? Simba said the UK is having the same problem. I believe it. Nobody knows. I'll give it to you for time's sake. They were calling Jesse Jackson a race instigator, a race baiter. You understand? Shalom, shalom. I see you. Yahushua said he was sick. Nope, they called him a race baiter. Yazian said he was a good old boy. No, they didn't call him a good old boy in the 70s. They called Jesse Jackson a race baiter because they believed that he inspired black people to look at race as the central part of life. And white people hate that we just acknowledge racism. They called Jesse Jackson a race baiter. And then Jesse Jackson dies, you understand, 50 years later. And now, right, the water Yagadar, a rabble rouser, dividing the country. That's what the white man thought about Jesse Jackson. That's what the white man thought about all the civil rights leaders. Now, of course, when I say the white man, I'm talking about every day, the majority of white people. Of course, these civil rights pastors were paid by the United States government, by white men in power. But stupid white people, everyday average white people, are looking at these black men as rabble rousers, race baiters, instigators. Now, 50 years later, white people remember Jesse Jackson as a hero. They got him on all the news channels, brother. I'm trying to find different stories and articles, and every news channel reporting on Jesse Jackson like he was a hero. See, you white people, you have a bad problem with this. You're late to realize, you understand what's going on. You hated Muhammad Ali when he stood up and said, I'm not going to fight the Vietnamese. I'm not going to fight for the white man. You white people hated Muhammad Ali. And then when he got up in age and he died, now you remember him as a hero, a revolutionary. I say that to say this. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, don't base your value off of what white people say about you. What they see right now and what they feel about you right now, it's not accurate. It's not true. And it doesn't matter because they hate all the revolutionaries in the moment, but then they'll worship you and love you at the end and see you for what you are. You understand? So now Jesse Jackson was put in place, you understand, to subvert the civil rights movement along with Martin Luther King and the rest of these leaders. Now, they chose these Christian pastors for this reason right here. You understand? We're going to go to Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. We'll go to Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Right? And then we're going to go to 2 Maccabees 1 and 11. We're going to get some of these scriptures to show you. We go to Isaiah chapter 30, bro. I feel good having this Bible in front of me. This is how it's supposed to be right here, brother. Oh, God. This the right way. This is the ways of old, like the Lord told us. What y'all gonna do when this internet go out? You understand? Since we're talking about the ways of old, if you somebody that's watching this class and you haven't made contact with the UPK, what the hell are you gonna do when the internet goes out? If the white man decide tonight to shut off the internet, to shut off electricity, what are you gonna do then? I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do. We already doing it. Shapat is doing it. Kayabaf is doing it right here with Zabalawan. We're doing it. We're here. Just because we have certain conveniences and luxuries, don't let that stop you now from following the ways of old. If you're able to get your behind in class, come sit in this chair, do it the old way, because the time is going to come where you're going to have to go back to doing everything the old way, the way that you thought was extinct, the way that you thought was done away with, the way that you thought didn't work anymore because we had to evolve with the times. Nigga, everything is going back to the old way. You might as well get some practice in it now. Y'all watching online, you better make your way into this class like the old way, because the time gonna come where you're gonna pull up that phone to look for a class and the internet doesn't exist anymore. It's down. Electricity doesn't exist anymore. You understand? The grid is down. So now you have to come and sit at the feet of the prophets like the Bible says. Come get your practice. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Go ahead, priest.
If I may, the Bible speaks of it when it says it'll be like the chase throw.
That's right.
You won't be able to find it.
You ain't gonna be able to find it. You understand? You're gonna be looking for us, and you won't be able to find us unless you would have been here already. You would have already know where to come, where to sit, how to knock. You understand? You have to have already went through this process. You should start it now. Don't let a luxury and convenience stop you from doing things the old way. Anyways, please read what you got. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1.
Oh, Con, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children.
Woe to the rebellious children. This is why the white man chose the Christian pastors, because the Christian pastor is a position that is already compromised. On top of that, it's a position that is proven resonates with Black people. It's a position that is proven has authority in the Black community. Black people will listen to a pastor over a scientist. You don't believe me? Black people still believe the Tuskegee experiment was Black people getting injected with syphilis because your Christian pastor told you that. You don't even know that's not what happened. You don't know the truth. The truth is the Tuskegee experiment was Black men who already had syphilis went to go get treated, and the white man act like they gave them the treatment and did not give them the treatment. They went to go get the treatment, the vaccine for syphilis, and they thought they were getting the vaccine, and the white man did not give them the vaccine so that he can see the effects of untreated syphilis. But you thought, you still believe, many of you still believe the Tuskegee experiments was they injected us with syphilis. No, they didn't. I said to say, you learned that through pastors, because you believe the pastor more than the damn scientist. You believe the pastor more than anybody. The white man knows that's a position that is revered in our community. And that's why the Bible says, woe to the rebellious children. Destruction to you niggas who take everything that these pastors say. You got so much reverence and respect and honor for the person you should have the least respect for in our community. The Christian pastor, the apostle, the reverend, the minister should get the least amount of honor amongst us, the least amount of respect, the least amount of dignity. He should be spit on. You want to be honest with you? He should be spit on because he is responsible for all of our destruction. Woe to the rebellious children that do what? Keep reading.
Oh God. Saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
The Bible says our people take counsel, but not of the Lord. Who we take counsel from then? Al Sharpton. Reverend Al Sharpton, Reverend Jesse Jackson, Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Abernathy, whatever pastor you follow today. You don't take counsel from God. You take counsel from somebody outside of God and his authority. That's that Christian pastor. You do everything he says. Your pastor tell you your man ain't got a job, kick him out. Yo, dump. You do it. You do it. Your pastor say abort the baby. You got it your whole life ahead of you. You do it. You do what he says, not what God says. And I wish they would agree. I wish the pastors did what God said. Maybe we would have the kingdom because you do everything the pastor says. If only the pastor did what God said, we would have the kingdom. But the problem is they are two separate. There's what God says, and then there's what the pastor says. They don't agree. And the problem is you would rather do what he says than God. We take counsel that's not of God. We cover ourselves with a covering that's not the covering of the Lord. You put on the spirit of Christianity. You put on the spirit of the civil rights movement. You put on the spirit of Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton and Abernathy. You understand? And Martin Luther King. You don't put on God's spirit. You understand? Skip me down to verse 9.
Verse 9. That this is the rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
You understand? This is a rebellious children, a lying people that would not hear the law of the Lord. Who teaches that the law is not done away with? Excuse me. Who teaches that the law is done away with? Who teaches that still to this day? Who teaches that you can eat pork if you pray over it? Who teaches you can eat crab if you pray over it? Who teaches that sex is not marriage? You have to get a marriage certificate. Who teaches you can be gay or lesbian and God still loves you? Who teaches we all have our own personal walk? Who teaches all these things? Your pastor. They teach you to turn your ear away from the law. They teach it. Keep reading. That's right. That's right, Kapat. The Christian pastors, the Christians, keep going.
Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things.
This is the problem with our people. This is why the white man knew to use these pimp preachers, because they have a track record of being able to give us what we want. That's why you love pastors so much. That's why you right now, you're listening. You love pastors and church so much because they give you what you want. You don't want the right thing. You don't want the pastor to call out the nastiness within you. You don't want the pastor to call out the nastiness and the sin and the deviancy and the weakness and cowardness that's within you. You don't want him to see that. You say to the seers, see not. You tell the prophets, prophesy unto us what? What type of things?
Not right things.
Prophesy unto us, not right things.
Not unto us right things.
Keep reading.
Speak unto us smooth things.
Speak unto us what?
Smooth things.
What kind of things?
Smooth things.
Anybody know what Jesse Jackson was so famous for? Shapat?
Changing his mind about the abortion.
I wish that was it. You and the truth, so you know that. That's not what Jesse Jackson is famous for. Jesse Jackson is famous for his ability to write speeches. They remember him, they said, as one of the greatest orators. You understand? One of the greatest speakers that the black community has had. You listen to Jesse Jackson's speeches, brother. He's the one that did all that all that rhyming. You understand? That's right, Shalat. Smooth words. Jesse Jackson was known for his powerful, excellent, riveting, moving speeches. Up with the what's the damn phrase? Up with hope, down with dope. I am somebody. Yeah, that moved you, didn't it? It moved you. I am somebody. You took your glasses off and you shed a tear. That's right. I am somebody. That's right, Jesse. Pass that weed, bro. Pass the blunt. I am somebody. Y'all got some more coke? You got some more? That's right. I am somebody. Yeah, see. Yeah, keep hope alive. I'm black and I'm proud. You niggas love, let me not say you niggas. We all together. Let me not separate it. Us niggas love smooth words, brother. If you are somebody that can say things that rhyme and that feel good and just sounds good, brother, you're going to be popular and famous amongst our people. Regardless if you mean it, if you live it, if it has any meaning, it just sounds good and it feels good. Black people and Hispanics love a good speaker. And Jesse Jackson was so popular because he understood and he was good at that, brother. He was good at speaking and writing speeches. Go ahead, Shapat.
It's not about me, but I believe James Brown was used to quiet a harsh time down before. And everything you just said just sound like James Brown.
That's right. They used James Brown for the same effect. When black people were rioting and getting ready to tear the goddamn city up, they would call James Brown. And guess what? All that anger turned into gonna have a funky good time. I forgot. Oh, he was mad, nigga. Yeah. We ain't living bad. Oppression ain't that bad. We're gonna have a funky good time. They use James Brown for that same reason, brother. I know James Brown, he's such a great man as far as music, and his contributions to music and black music is forever ingrained. But as for the black community, James Brown was Jay-Z. They use James Brown the same way they use Jay-Z to quell the anger and aggression in black movements. They used him to stop black people from being angry and get them to go back to dancing and singing. You understand? This is the problem with our people. We don't want to hear the truth. You want to hear smooth things. You want to hear things that feel good, that sound good. You want to hear lies. Read that again. Verse 10, please.
Oh, God, sir. Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceits.
Prophesy to us smooth things. Just lie to us. Just tell us lies. I may not be there with you when we reach the mountaintop. You understand? But we will make it to the mountaintop. Let me ask any of you a question. Do you think, in your own opinion, this is your own opinion, do you think black people have reached the mountaintop? In the 50 and the almost 60 years since Martin Luther King made that speech, do you believe black people have reached the mountaintop that Martin Luther King said that we made it to, that we gonna make it to? Have we reached that mountaintop that he prophesied to us? Do you think, priest? Shalat said nope. You understand? Yazian said hell no. Simba said hell no, not a bar. Nope, hell no. K6 said no, no, and no. Simba said the bottom pit. We have not reached no goddamn mountaintop, nor were we ever close to meeting a mountaintop. You understand? Kwame Salam, Kwame Dash, she said no. Kandria said, not even close. Trooper Shakat said, Khan. Kapaz said, no, we still at the bottom of the mountain. Trooper Lawadan said, no, we haven't reached the mountaintop. It's not even in sight. But does that matter to Christians? No. You know why? Because it sounds good in the moment. It feels good in the moment. And the Christian pastor is the number one expert at telling our people what we want to hear. Telling us the thing that feels good. Telling us the thing that stops us from being angry and actually changing. I don't know if y'all know this or not. Change doesn't come from being happy. I don't think any of you in your life have ever made significant change while you were happy. Think of any time you made a significant change in your life. What state were you in? Despair, anger, helplessness, sadness. You never make a significant change when you're happy. And the white man understands that. And it's the pastor's job to keep you happy so that you never change or enact significant change around you. You understand? You don't do it. You won't make change if you're happy. You understand? That's why the church, the gospel music is the drug. The gospel music is the drug. Keeps you happy. Some of you still do it. Some of you have a bad day and you have an urge to listen to gospel music. Some of you still fighting to not listen to gospel music because of the drug it provides you to make you feel happy, to feel better. Has anybody ever told you, have you ever considered maybe we don't need to feel better? Maybe we don't need to be happy. Precept, who can get it for me? Maybe we don't need to feel better. Maybe we don't need to be happy. Precept. Come on now. Somebody got to be locked in with me. Somebody got to be locked in. Come on. Precept real quick. It's new name is Precept. What's the precept I need to prove that? Sometimes we don't need to feel better. Maybe we don't need to be happy. What's the precept? Who's that? Young man Matthew. Give him a hand. Give me Ecclesiastes 7:7, please. Well done. That's exactly what I need. Leonard said, this is not our rest. That's another good precept. You understand, to tell us what state, what spirit we should be in. But this one right here goes straight to the point. And this cuts the civil rights movement. This cuts gospel music. This cuts Christianity. Because everything about the goddamn church is joy. Happiness. I got joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. I got joy. Brother, everything about the church is joy. Happy. Happy, happy, happy. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Happy day. Everything about the church is happy, joy, feel good. Maybe, just maybe, the Lord doesn't want you to be happy. The Lord doesn't want you to feel good while you're living in the worst conditions on the face of the goddamn earth. Maybe, just maybe, the Lord doesn't want that. You would have to be an insane, delusional person to live in that reality and somehow it's oh happy day and I got joy in my heart. Nigga, please. Save that for a crackhead. You understand? Because I don't get high. Please read what you got.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Read that again.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Here's the part that you have to understand. You don't have to be mad. The Bible's not saying you have to be mad. Here's how I know who's wise or not. The niggas that are angry are the wise men. That's what you should internalize that, you homosexual, weak Christians. You Christian women hate to see an angry black or Hispanic man. You dummy, that's the man you should look to. What type of man you got and he ain't living in America happy all the damn time? Cause I'm happy. That gay song, that was such a gay song, brother. How you a black man making a song about how happy you are? The man that's angry, That is the wise man. He's the man that knows something. He's the man that's not asleep. He's the man that's not destroyed by the propaganda. He's the man that sees this place for exactly what it is. The man that's angry. He's the wise man. The problem is the church, gospel music, the civil rights movement, Jesse Jackson were put into place to not make you angry. They were put into place to make you happy and content with being oppressed, to make you happy and content with living in hell. The Bible says oppression maketh a wise man mad. You ain't got to be mad. You do not have to be mad. By all means, please grab the tambourine and have at it. Please enjoy yourself. Shake the devil off. What these say, shake the devil off, shake all the anger off. You understand? Shake all the bad feelings off and go be happy and prance in the church. Please, by all means. Just know that we know that you're a dummy. You're a fool. And you have the mark of the beast. And we shouldn't listen to you about anything. The men that are wise are the men that are angry. That's in the Bible. Again, we just read what the Lord said. A wise man is angry. Go ahead, Shapai.
I got a on topic precept.
Please read what you got.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Shapai, it's an excellent precept. The Lord is saying, before the Lord is giving the angel the order to mark the men that are sighing and crying in the midst of Jerusalem, meaning the Lord is saying, when he comes to send a destruction, do not destroy and kill these men. What are these men doing? Read it again. Set a mark on them.
Set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
The Lord is saying the men that are protected, the men that follow him are the men that are telling you the white man is the devil, that are telling you God hates sinners and sin. The ones that are telling you you can't be gay and lesbian, sex is marriage, you can't steal, you can't molest children, Donald Trump is the devil, white people are the devil, you can't merge together. Brother, the people that this society hates and demonizes, those are the men that the Lord said protect them. When the angels sent to destroy this place, you get along, go along, niggas are going to be dead. You're going to be destroyed. And guess who you're going to be destroyed by? This is what's even more poetic. Who are you going to be destroyed by? You happy niggas. Who's going to destroy you? Your lover. That's the Bible. Your lover. Your lover shall despise thee. The white man. Here's the part they don't tell you about being a house nigga. You're the first one to suffer the wrath of the master. That's the problem. See, you house niggas, you look at all the benefits of being in the house. Here's what you don't understand. You're in the house with a genocidal maniac. Right. And when that master decides to go postal, like we talked about earlier, when the master decides to get violent, you are the closest to him. You are going to be the first recipient of his violence because you're the closest to him, because you wanted to be up under him, acting like you're so happy and joyful. Yeah, the Lord said, these mighty men, these wise men are crying and sighing and angry and upset with what's going on to God's people. Those are the men the Lord is going to protect. Give me Ecclesiastes 37 and 11, please. We're about to end it. Y'all give me five minutes. Give me 5 minutes, please. I did not realize the time. Give me 5 minutes, please. Salaki about that. You understand? If y'all accept my apology, type in "you good" in the chat. I will make sure anybody offended. You understand? If you want me to end the class right now, just say "end it now, nigga." You understand? Salaki, if you accept my apology for going over the time, say "you good." You too wild. 37 and 11. The water, Kapa. Kapa said, "I'm good." You understand? Simba said, "Continue." The water trooper Shalat, he said, "I'm too wild." The water. Go ahead, priest.
So we can leave if we want.
Yeah, listen, go ahead. What would I say? I'm good. The water, sis. Mario said, don't stop the water. You understand? Your pie said, I'm too wild. Young man Lewis said, I'm good. Mario said, I'm too wild. K6, not a bar. Shalom, Kayada one. I see you, mighty man. Arius. Young man Matthew. Trooper Nasawan. Amanabaf. Alicio. Candria. Nasha. So nobody want me to get the hell up out of here. I understand. I think it's Zabala want me to. I seen him look at me when I asked, and he turned around like, you ain't gonna listen to me anyway. You ain't gonna understand if I told you anyway. You understand? Let's get this right here. And that's what 37 and 11. Yep, Ecclesiasticus chapter 37, verse 11.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 37, verse 11. Neither consult with a woman touching her of her womb. Is she jealous?
Now, this right here is, I'm gonna break this down for you. You understand what this is saying? The Bible is giving you wisdom. The Lord is saying, do not consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous. Does anybody know what that means? I know it's written a little difficult because it's Old English. What does this mean? Neither consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous. This is common sense. Once I break it down, what it's saying, I think everybody knows this. It's just written a certain way. You understand? What does this mean? Neither consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous. I might have to give it to you for time's sake. Nobody won't give it a shot. Go ahead, Shapat.
You don't want to get counsel from a woman, about somebody who she don't like.
Yes. It is a stupid thing to ask a woman about another woman that she's jealous of. Sisters know this more than anybody. Why would you ask a woman about, so what you think about Sharonda? You know she hates Sharonda. You know she's jealous of Sharonda. So what is she going to tell you? Is she going to give you the truth about Sharonda? No, because she's jealous of Sharonda. She hates Sharonda. The Bible is giving you wisdom. You shouldn't ask a woman about another woman she's jealous of, because you're not going to get the truth. That's the spirit of this. You're not going to get the truth. Keep reading.
Neither of a coward in matters of war.
Neither of a what?
Coward in matters of war.
The same way it would be stupid to ask a woman about a woman she's jealous of, you would be a goddamn fool to ask a coward about anything in matters of war. Go ahead, Shakat.
Donald Trump.
The water. You understand? Donald Trump dodged the draft. What can he tell me about anything regarding war and being tough? Nigga, you dodged the draft. You're a coward. I don't need to ask you about anything concerning war because I'm not going to get what I need. I'm not going to get the truth. Us blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we consult with these Christian pastors that are cowards, and we're at war. You can't consult with cowards in matters of war. You understand? They're not going to give you the truth. They're going to give you destruction. I have more to go into Jesse Jackson about how he turned his stance on abortion and how he's responsible for the abortion rate being so high in the black community. You understand? We might get some more on it another time. You understand? But with that, we'll pass the class over to Priest and Officer Shapat.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. We do not affiliate with them. Okay. New rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits. For 6 months, they're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. They're here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. It's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister would get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, Purim, the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. Monday, the 2nd of March, and Tuesday, the 3rd of March, 2026. You'll find this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 21. Also, we got the Lord's 57th annual Passover, Saturday, April the 4th in Houston, Texas. Events from the week-long events were from April the 1st all the way to the 5th, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Make sure you pay your Passover fee, $200 for everybody, any person that's 17 years of age or above. Make sure you get your hotels together, book your hotels. Make sure you make your travel arrangements. It's right around the corner. I like to say it's tomorrow. Don't quote me on that. But Sellouts, sir, you got anything else you want to add?
No, you two are, priest.
And check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, or scarf. And with that, I say I might, which means to stand. We'll give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Mother Shabbat. Kora.
Yahanna, Yahanna,
Yahanna, saw, which means to turn, so you may stand. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Mother Shabbat. Right. Kora. Class dismissed.
All right. Shalom, Israel. We out of here. All right.